What is the Geek Spot if not a shameless plug for somebody's work? What is? And hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another episode of the Geek Spot. Surprise! Yeah, with somebody you're interviewing for the very first time, actually officially in the channel, but then officially being interviewed for the first time in this channel. He is a yeah. No, I must give my. I must take my imaginary notes. I'm going to look like I want to look like I'm in one of those offers. The disclaimer is disclaimering, nah?
Yeah, like you prepared for me.
Yeah. Today in the show, we are going to interview one of South Africa's most talented and creative minds. Who's been well versed in the fields of animation, writing, publication, and hip hop. The founder of not only one but two channels on YouTube, in a very live Instagram feed, a very active TikTok feed, and a rampant Twitter feed. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mr. His official proper name is Akheto, but on social media we're gonna call him the charming, the delightful, the birthday old Buckmeister cool. Yay! Oh, and Goku has just arrived right in time.
Hey, Goku! Oh snap! We need to shoot the link. We need to shoot the link to Robbo. Robbo's asking for the link.
Oh, he wants to join?
Yes, he did. He does.
Oh, okay. How do I do that? I am done.
Guys, you know us. You know us.
Okay,
like,
we are busy talking to the crew behind the cameras. Mr. Extrodin, you're on mute, by the way.
Wait, you guys just are only getting started now?
Yes.
Why are you surprised? Why?
The thing is, I'm hardly late, so I'm shocked.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay, Piccolo. Yeah, right. No, Piccolo's never late for a battle. It's just he never gets to be effective. That bruh's he's punctual.
Yeah.
He's the opposite of Goku.
Okay. Where is this name? There's his name, right? Yeah, there is. Invite sent.
Oh, okay, cool. Hey, Extrodin, I was gonna shoot you. One of the fan ads for the background, if you want.
Oh, okay. Because I just thought I just downloaded something, but you can shoot it, please. It's fine.
No! Ooh, damn. Okay, we are Black Panthering today.
You can shoot it, and then I can replace this one.
Okay, should we? No, we've already started our intro. We're gonna continue with this intro. It's nice and discombobulated. It's part of the KC media experience.
It's you know us. Who's surprised here?
Wait, by the way, which podcast are we doing?
This is the Geek Spot.
This is Geek Spot.
We are Geek Spotting Buckmeister today. This is the first time we are ever interviewing Buckmeister in the channel, funny enough.
On this channel, yes.
Yes, and funny enough, a returning somebody who's joining us today has been in this channel before. The only person actually who has been interviewed in this channel before is right here. That's Rob. Say hello, Rob. Oh, he's still sitting up.
How are you guys doing?
He's the only other person. And in commemoration of this young man's birthday, I thought I'd do something that only he would recognize. Because I will never do this again on air, but I will put this on in honor of what's going to be happening later on today.
Oh my
god! This is my birthday gift to him, because
wow,
my agents are still trying to catch his glasses and destroy them.
Wow.
T-shirts coming soon.
Shameless plug. Anyway, we've done the introductions, right?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, basically.
While we're busy introducing this man, our guests have arrived. Let me introduce the other guests. We have Mr. Extrodin of Africa's Next podcast, who does all the Africa's Next stuff, and it's also Africa in Frame. Those are both guests of this channel. I'm basically introducing both of them at the same time.
Yeah, we count as one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fusion.
Ha!
We're not married or anything, but
Oh.
Yes,
He doesn't want to buy a ring.
that's single and ready to mingle, I guess. That being said, we also African Frame, Africa's Next, Mr. Extrodin Talks. Look, guys, search what's his name on you guys got WhatsApp. Go look for Mr. Extrodin on WhatsApp. There, he puts up all these things. He keeps you up to date on that WhatsApp channel of his. He's the only person who keeps this thing up to date. All the other people have got these WhatsApp channels. I'm thinking, what are they even doing? Not him. Not him.
I think I have like 3 WhatsApp channels or 4 WhatsApp channels. I don't know.
Follow the WhatsApp channels link down below, and then we got our resident lover of bugs. I mean, talented author. It was his birthday not so long ago. I need to be nice to him. Talented author, very creative mind, very in-depth mind. You have seen him in this channel before. Go to that interview. You see just how in-depth this man goes into his stories. There's an answer. There's the reason why there's a background picture of Jin's words because he wrote the book, one, but two, you see basically an encyclopedia of all the world building that he's done.
Mm-hmm.
Right there, the corner. Those books are ready to topple over. Him and Tolkien, same mushroom. We're just waiting for it to be We're waiting for it.
I wish.
So
You have other languages in there, Chief.
Not yet. It's all this closer.
Yeah.
wait for it. Wait for it. Anyway, everything seems dark right now.
Soon they'll be speaking Inizet, and it's like,
Yes.
yo, what's that?
What is that?
Science fiction, yeah. Instead of Klingon, it'll be African languages. That's my dream right there.
Can you imagine? Imagine everybody now screaming Muslim.
Sheldon, yeah.
All right. Okay. Today we are here to celebrate and interview the young man right here. Funny enough, I was busy talking behind the camera. Usually we send questions beforehand before the interview starts, but you know what? This guy has been doing this thing. He's been doing this interview thing longer than all of us combined.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's putting him on the spotlight doesn't matter because he's basically just the other side of being at home. It's okay. He's just like he's sitting at the other end of the table. It's all right. Now let's get round to it. Before we start, usually we have this icebreaker game, and today we're going to play. Would you? No. Should it be? No. Would you rather? No. Let me fight the demons. Would you rather? Let me fight the demons.
Black Panther Kai.
I'm terrified of what's happening.
Would you rather Black Panther edition? Ordinarily, I have the questions somewhere here, but you know what? We are freestyling. It's all about confidence, baby. Watch me as I freestyle this interview.
The thing is, your teleprompter guys have not really the most challenging job ever because they have to think of on the fly. They have to type as we go along. Because
and then we are using this dead space for the one that busy typing. Okay. Yes, question one. Okay, it's a very basic question, but it's scrolling up right now. Would you rather be Black Panther or Iron Man? That's a dumb question.
Wait, to who? Not to
Buck,
well,
that if you're
yeah,
asking
to
me-
Buckmeister it is, but not to us.
Yeah.
Be an alcoholic or be a
fish. Do you like swimming?
be an alcoholic or be a superhero, be a super powerful king. Which one is your choice? Come on. Ooh, I can hear the Iron Man fans. I can feel the
this is a
anger.
tough one, man, because
I can feel the anger flowing through me.
I think you guys know that I love Iron Man, right? I don't
Yeah.
know if you guys know this. You guys know this. No?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Like,
he's laundry day. Yeah.
we said of the Avengers, you'd most likely be Iron Man.
No, we said Cap with me. We said Iron Man with. Wait, yes, we said Iron Man with you, not me.
Should I be offended?
Tebello is Iron Man.
I'm so. Leave me alone.
Wait, Buckmeister. Who do you think Tebello is? Who do you think I am?
Coulson.
Phil. Okay.
No.
I'm
Extrodin is
joking,
too
man.
cool. Extrodin is too
Humble
cool
him.
for Coulson.
Humble him.
No, you don't have anger issues, so you wouldn't be Banner.
Me, Ben.
No, yeah, you would be Tony. Because you always
Yeah.
you have 1,000 channels and 1,000 things going on.
There you go.
That's why, to be honest with you guys, for me, it's tough. This question is tough because I do know T'Challa is also like always planning, thinking, doing stuff in advance, keeping stuff to himself, trying to protect too many people at the same time, and
we're gonna get to that. Not gonna get to that right now, cause things I read just now.
Literally what this one's about, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, for me, it's obvious. So
Okay.
like, next.
no,
Rob?
I think I'd be more like I'd be Tony more than T'Challa. I think the difference, the only thing that makes it different, that makes both of them different, in my opinion, is I feel like T'Challa is more focused on specific things and Tony is more focused on a macro level, if that makes sense. Like T'Challa is more focused on Wakanda, even though he is interested in geopolitics, but I feel like he's more focused on Wakanda.
This is one of the failings of the MCU that I think people don't understand with this guy, is that T'Challa, in a sense, for one, he's a huge nerd. I think people miss that with this character. He's a big geek. So like, there was this thing about him joining the Avengers to spy on the Avengers, but one of the writers, and I mean, he's controversial in the Black Panther fandom, so it's like up and down. Me, I like 50% of what he did, and I hate 50% of what he did, so it's very, tumultuous. But anyway, he came with the idea that the reason T'Challa used Wakanda as an excuse to join the Avengers because he was interested in the Avengers. But now the thing is that if you look at him holistically, both of those things pan out. Because for one, he's a scientist. So he wants to go see what these people are made of and how they function because he's interested. And he's so much a scientist that he actually helps other people expand their powers. Like Monica Rambeau, the way she used her powers is very different after she had a conversation with T'Challa, because he keeps telling her that you just use these powers of yours to shoot lasers when you can literally turn into light and be anything on the electromagnetic spectrum.
Right.
It's like, you're a literal goddess. Start acting like it.
I honestly don't understand. I honestly don't understand why T'Challa is the third smartest, but I mean that's a story for another.
Reed Richards is something else. I feel like
here's the thing, man. The thing is, when it comes to measuring intelligence and all of that, it's like Batman, for example, right? It's just that it's too many things.
Yes.
Like it's too many things. Like he also has to be a genius at combat and martial arts. He has to be a genius in combat at strategy. And now you've got to add science and physics and all of those things. Like he can't be 100% at all of them all the time. Reed can't throw a punch to save his life. With his powers, that's the only way he can fight.
Well, I wouldn't say he can't throw a punch, but I do hear what you say.
All right.
He wouldn't be opaque.
Did you get Rob's answer?
If you had to square up with niggas on the street. Yeah, I get
yeah.
Okay, but Rob, sorry, let's go to Rob.
Mine's an easy one. Banner.
Wait, the question is T'Challa versus.
Well, I mean, would you be Banner? Would you be Banner in the Avengers?
I think it just fits.
Yes.
Yeah, no, it does fit.
Of them, look at his TikTok. If there's one common denominator of his TikTok, he's always ranting about something.
No, it does fit actually.
Things keep happening.
And which is funny enough is because Oh yeah, which does make me Thor because the only other god complex in the group would be me.
Now I'm
Yeah.
gonna study how to take all of you down in case you invade.
All right, next question. Would
That's
you be a
hilarious.
citizen?
Oh
Would
wait,
you
no,
ra-
sorry, Rob. T'Challa or Tony?
I
Thing is, T'Challa's obviously the better character, but I just don't know enough about him yet. Because like for me, I like the whole action plus consequence. So Tony's like a bit of an asshole. So him having all this power can feel weird. Like there's a consequence for that, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I don't really know the consequence with T'Challa being so awesome. So I'm going to play it safe right now until I can learn more about T'Challa. And just
I wish you guys well, you know what? Never mind. I'll just animate it and then you guys will see. It's fine.
I think the
But
other
anyway.
thing that I wanted to mention is that T'Challa kills without hesitation. You know, that's the other thing that I wouldn't do.
Again,
because-
it's also complicated because the thing is he's also a person of like personal responsibility. He's like, if it's your fault, you die. Other people in his cabinet are like, everybody's gotta die, and he's like, whoa, relax.
Yeah,
Hell,
but still, taking life for
Ja,
me
nuke Talokan, nuke Talokan. Everyone is
No,
gonna
I'm saying like that's the thing. Like in the comic books, right? With that particular situation, T'Challa told Shuri, "Look, the only guy who's got to die here is Namor. You don't have to nuke the whole of Atlantis. Here's Shuri, nuke."
What was that, brother?
that sounds interesting.
All right. Next question. Okay, would you rather be a citizen
Oh,
of
but hold
Wakanda?
on. We just one more opinion. In I'll Kai myself.
Okay.
Tony been bodying people, dog. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, who did he body? Maybe enlighten me. Maybe I'm
Iron
not-
Man 1. All of those guys are dead.
Oh yeah, no, Captain America was smacking people off the what you call it, the aircraft carrier. In the
The Avengers are murderers, dog. Like Tony got
Okay,
bodies.
if you're talking about Iron Man 1, where he had to fight for his life, it makes
Fight for
sense.
his life. He flew into a Middle Eastern war camp and destroyed all.
Wait. Which Iron Man are we talking about? The movie
Iron
or
Man,
the
Iron
comic?
Man 1, when Iron Man 1,
The movie.
after he escapes in the movie.
The movie, yeah.
There's-
Oh, you guys
Yeah.
are talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
But if
okay.
you want to go to the comics, Tony has got bodies in the comics, dog.
Who did he kill in the comics?
No, like for example, I mean, okay, there's his origin, and two.
Because sorry, I was only thinking about the comics. I wasn't even thinking about
No, okay,
the
I
movie.
have to rethink some of my things. But didn't he kill Crimson Dynamo? I felt like he killed Crimson Dynamo at some stage,
Is it?
some way.
Okay, but
And
do you think his body count is more than T'Challa's?
Absolutely not.
Okay, you know.
But one is
Absolutely
a
not.
king though, and you know what?
yeah.
A king
Yeah.
is
I like my favorite.
Yeah, I think the thing is that no, because I think didn't they body Skrulls? I feel like he's bodied Skrulls before. I have to check it because remember he was also part of the Illuminati. So,
Yeah, he is.
he
Yeah.
wiped out
But-
entire universes. Yeah.
yeah, but
Ish,
anyway,
I mean, how many? It's what 60
but
years
the thing is,
worth of
yeah, but
law.
yeah,
Ish,
I
yeah.
have to track it
Yeah,
down.
no.
But yeah, no, T'Challa's actually gone to war. Like he has a long list of scrolls under his belt. If you want to do that,
He's like,
so.
isn't he some point he's like the god of death and a galactic emperor?
Oh well, he's the king of the dead. We'll get into it. But
There's no Jack Daniels Iron Man that goes ham. I refuse to believe it.
He probably does. I don't know.
Okay, the next question I wanted to ask: would you rather be a citizen of Wakanda or a citizen of Latveria?
Wakanda, easy.
That's actually a good question.
I don't know enough about Latveria to wanna be.
Doom?
Doom is
Latveria.
out here looking after his people like a
He does. He is a good king. Don't get me.
That's the thing. You remember what I
Terrible
said?
conqueror,
You remember
but-
what I said about Lex Luthor, guys? I was actually thinking about
Yeah,
this
but
earlier
the
on.
thing is
Like-
that Doom likes to poke things that don't belong to him.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Bra messes with cosmic forces he's not supposed to mess with. And then cosmic forces will visit Latveria on his behalf for him.
I just saw a thing.
Wakanda knows well enough to leave well enough alone. Doom will go poke Dormammu talking about I'm Doom, and then Dormammu will show up on his doorstep, and now everything's on fire.
Say what? Say what? Say what? Say what, Doom? Say what?
And in
Sorry, just a quick
Invincible,
question. Who's the second smartest Marvel character?
on Earth, it's gonna be Doom.
Okay.
So it's Reed, Doom, T'Challa.
I put T'Challa at number 3. They officially put him at number 9, but it doesn't make sense to me because he's done. Number 8. Officially, they put him at number 8, but that doesn't make sense to me because the stuff he's done, his feats, they obviously put him at number 3.
Yeah, guys, this list changes a lot because
Yeah,
they
remember,
introduced other characters like a few years ago or a couple of years
No,
back.
but I'm just saying, like,
So-
definitively, T'Challa made a life raft that survived to the end of everything. He designed a life raft that survived the end of everything.
Mm.
And he managed to outsmart Mephisto, the literal demon.
yeah, no.
Because there's other characters like
Out-strategized him.
Franklin Richards and Amadeus Cho and Blue,
Look, guys,
Blue Marvel. Yeah,
It's the same every year. These things change. It's like the
They
same as
change, man.
like the top 10 richest characters in all in animation. One year, I remember Scrooge McDuck was like in the top was like in the top 10 at some year.
Yeah, somebody put Smaug on there, and I'm like, does Smaug even care about currency?
Yeah,
Yeah,
What the hell?
they're gonna convert it.
It's like, what is he buying?
It's not like he's buying clothes or
He's
he's out here like
buying.
shopping for.
Smaug needs
You
the
know?
new PlayStation 5 or something.
Like he has an Uber app or something.
Yeah, and
You know?
he's not gonna exchange money. He's gonna take the PlayStation 5. He's
Yeah.
gonna take the whole car.
So and how is he gonna even play it? That is a question.
Yeah, well, anyway.
Comment below how would Smaug
Point
play
is,
with the PlayStation 5?
I put T'Challa at number 3 for the things that he's done. Like, for example, like the way he strategized to take out the Avengers was already top feat.
I mean,
he's
even how he defeated
rewired.
the Fantastic Four in
Yeah.
his first appearance.
Yeah, I mean he's rewired. He's rewired a whole security grid while in the middle of a war zone. What was another thing? Oh yeah, I mean he managed to prepare a device to take cosmic energy from Silver Surfer and convert that into energy for other people and make Silver Surfer a regular human and then knock the Silver Surfer on his ass. Uppercut, bitches.
So
Did we do something similar like that? Was it like that?
Yeah, it was like that, but the device actually was built to take the energy from Galactus.
Ah.
Yeah.
So he's held back Galactus before, basically.
Not held back Galactus, but he could have.
Ah.
Like the thing is that one of the reasons why he opened the country, and I know this is supposed to be about me, but we'll move on. But one of the reasons why he opened the country was because he always challenged the idea that Wakanda was supposed to be isolationist. Like one of the biggest mistakes, or one of the biggest things that piss off Black Panther fans about Black Panther 1 is that other people are telling him what to do. He's not that type of character. Like, I don't even know if you read from my story, you can see that I have this guy making decisions because that's what he does. He's not a guy where I'm gonna take 30 business days to make a move or whatever the hell is. So he's the one, and against hey, but look, he's what's this, like a perfect, like he opened the country against everybody's wishes, and like Wakandans were not happy because they were just like, why are we sharing technology? Why are we doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And he's just like, look, we're part of planet Earth. Like like if Galactus shows up tomorrow and the crust boils and we don't know how to deal with Galactus, what are we gonna do? Be happy that we were unconquered as the planet blows up? No. I need to know what I'm dealing with. I need to know who's out there. I need to know what threats are out there. I need to know what allies are out there. And yeah, that's why I'm opening the borders. And then people took issue with it. Everybody in his life took issue with it. So yeah, that's the kind of guy he is. So like he wants to be ready for a Galactus. He like Reed might be in another dimension tomorrow. Galactus comes here. Who's next?
Fair enough.
All right.
Anyway.
Final question, I guess. I don't know which final question. What is the final question? Can I ask?
I don't even think. Did we even answer question 2?
Well, I
Yeah,
did.
we didn't answer question 2.
Okay, Okay, so which one would you be a citizen of? Latveria, Wakanda?
Or like I said, I don't know enough about Latveria to make a decision on Latveria. It does sound a bit safer in my opinion, but I would go for Wakanda.
The thing is, right, am I a new citizen? Because I saw a thing where like Wakanda has apparently kicked black Americans out because of Sam, and I was like, hot damn. I don't know if I want to be kicked out of Wakanda
Because
because
you're a foreigner.
But you're South African. Yeah,
No, but the other
that'll be
thing
cool.
is, but the other thing is, Sam went to go fist fight. Like the reason why is because Sam tried to use his status to infiltrate Wakanda because he was looking for something or whatever, and T'Challa pegged him as a spy, which is strange because that's the problem with comic books, like especially Western animation. They always gotta contrive some random plot out of nowhere to make two people who were actually legitimately friends. Like the only reason Sam can fly is because of T'Challa, by the way. But I'm saying the only reason that these guys like they were friends and now they have to beef because Bra couldn't. It's the Civil War syndrome all over again. In the fact that Civil War is kind of accurate to comic books, that characters would randomly hide deep secrets for no reason. When it's like if you just had a conversation, bro, this would have been enough.
I guess it's just the thing of trying to create conflict out of nothing just so that you can
Facts.
keep these
Yeah.
characters relevant.
But
Yeah.
anyway, point being is that yeah, Sam went and snuck into Wakanda, and then he was like, "Yeah, no, we're not taking anybody from the outside, thanks."
And to answer your question, Tuna, Rob, like I said, you wouldn't be kicked out. You're South African, and if you had if you know, canonically speaking, T'Challa's mother is from where again? Remind the people. Say that
Oh
out for the
yeah,
first.
freedom fighter Ramonda, South Africa.
Thank you.
I did not know that. Okay.
Oh my God, we're cool with that.
Yeah, Shuri is half South African. For everybody who's confused.
But so is Claw. Is Claw not South African?
No, but he came in trying to steal stuff. So
He's unfortunately he has a certain color that says he's South African, but
no. Funny enough, if you guys read my story, if you
yeah,
guys read my story, you'll
Yes.
see that there's a character there specifically that might be a
yeah,
little bit interesting.
yeah. I
And
saw.
when-
Right,
Hunter.
he's a Frenchman. I call him the Frenchman. He's got
Hunter.
the Frenchman beard.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think we should move on because this icebreaker game is just turned into water actually. So
Yeah. Water style.
yeah. So
It melted.
the ice is lumped. It's been broken 2 years ago. I'm busy walking out in a puddle of water, calling it ice. We need to break this ice. So, moving on. Okay, one of the biggest things we need to address in this country is that, or rather, one of the biggest things we face in this country is that creative people are not given an opportunity to express their creativity or use their creativity to make a point, whether it matters pertaining to race, politics,
Religion.
religion, social commentary of what's going on with this day and age, or more importantly, decisions for certain decisions that big ass companies making on certain IPs. Yet here we have a young man right here who decided, you know what? Nah, you ain't taking this lying down. Cause I like to call him like he's the de facto CEO of the of the Recastichala department of the Recastichala squad. If you pay attention for the last 2 years, where even the end credits that scroll up is written there, Buckmeister cool hashtag Recastichala. That's how closely identified to this issue he is.
And it
Because
seems to be working.
and it seems to be working. One, two. It seems to be ever since the unfortunate decision where they decided to remove they decided they can't remove a character from his actor. It's created this huge issue, which I see it from a certain lens. Maybe somebody will come at me with a very objective view, but I see there's a lot of colorism involved because why is it such an issue with this particular person and this particular race for this particular story, but it doesn't seem to be okay with like what the Hulk or casting
Or
a
the
Star
other
Wars character
Or Ross.
or Ross, I mean, yeah, or casting another
Cyclops.
you know,
Superman.
when this other guy from Star Wars passed away in the Ahsoka series, and they decided, no, we're gonna
Ray
recast him.
Stevenson.
Okay, so that's okay with him, but it's not okay with this character that made you $1 billion.
You get one. To quote Spider-Man, you only get one. In Family Guy, you only get
yeah.
one.
So it brings me that I can only conclude it. Look, I'm South African, so I'll play the card. Is it because I'm black? Moving on. So we have somebody who decided to take matters into his own hands. Oh, he's on a call right now.
Yeah.
His wife.
FYI, it's his birthday, so.
Oh yeah, it's his
probably
birthday.
wishing
Yeah,
him
yeah.
happy
It must be
birthday.
family. It is his.
Sorry
was
about
his-
that, everybody. Just
it
late
is-
family birthday wishes.
You don't need to be. You don't need to hide. You can tell. You can tell us it's your girlfriend or your side piece or your side piece. You can be honest. Sometimes you have to answer the phone right
You
there.
think I have enough time for that? You really think I have enough? You think I have enough money for
Rachel, I
that?
told you not to call after 8.
If she loves you, she loves your vision. She'll be the first one telling you, baby, you need to go get that. You need to go make this thing happen. If she doesn't love your vision, she ain't the one. Relationship advice from Tebello.
Oh my gosh.
And for those who know me that knows, this is by far the worst thing that I could actually be able to give to people. But moving on, this man decided to take matters into his own hands and went into webtoons and uploaded not one but 6 from a period of, if I'm not mistaken, 2000 and
I think it's
2020.
a
2001?
2 years.
Yeah, it's a 2 year. It's about a 2 year project from now.
Yeah.
So it was like
Two-
2023.
Yeah,
I mean,
2020.
I've been doing fan art before from I want to say 2020 when
Yeah.
they made the announcement. I've been doing fan art since then of this guy. But then yeah, the actual story and stuff.
Yeah, because it's from 2023 all the way to the last one came out to December 25. Everyone else was enjoying a Christmas. This man has been pushing this thing. If there's one person who deserves these flowers, when they finally recast him, I need a moment. There has to be a character that's called either. He has to be some character needs to be called character somewhere there. It needs to be part of the settlement deal. Otherwise, there's no peace treaty with it. There'll be no peace treaty with me.
Didn't you do like 2 issues back to back or something like that?
The last 2 issues, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this man hasn't been sleeping, so
Yeah, I took a day off and then I started on the last issue.
yeah. That being said, he started this thing called Black Panther vs Kang, and we want to. Oh wait, let me leave it to this person. Explain for the audience what Black Panther vs Kang is about.
Okay, so I mean, everybody remembers the Jonathan Majors situation where they were like removing Kang from stuff. First off and foremost, Kang is a white character, so I mean, in my story, he is a white dude. I'm not going to be race swapping or whatever. But point being, is that yeah, they were removing Kang and everything, and I thought that if you wanted to revitalize the Kang saga, that poster, if they did that officially, that poster would have just gone crazy. Like people would have forgotten that all the movies don't connect. People would have forgotten that like side plots have gone left and whatever. If it was billed as Black Panther leads the Avengers against Kang in some time battle or whatever, makes more sense than Ant-Man. So that's where it started. No, I mean, come on. I was like, who's looking at Scott Lang to take on the big bad of the like that was already mistake number one. People were already like, why is Kang in Ant-Man?
Yeah.
That's true.
I'll give you one of the reasons why the race swap for me for Kang actually kind of sort of worked is because once like I'm Earth's Mightiest Hero's biggest stan because for me when I had Kang the Conqueror's voice in Earth's Mightiest Hero, I thought this man's black. I don't care what, this man must be black. And now that I just looked up who the voice actor is, like yeah, it
Who
makes
is
sense.
it?
That
Is
man
it Keith?
Not
Jonathan
Keith,
Adams.
Yeah, Jonathan
Who?
Adams.
Jonathan Adams.
Yeah, his name is Jonathan Adams.
Oh, so they had to find another Jonathan.
Because that man slapped that role. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Watch the Kang the Conqueror's episodes in season 1. He's the one person where you felt this man who was basically wearing a dress. I don't care what you call it. That man was wearing a nightie and and long johns went around.
Yeah, no, I remember those episodes.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
I mean, yeah. If you look at even recent comics, he looks like Tony Stark, low key, in the recent comics, the way they've been drawing him. But anyway, besides the point. So yeah, I thought, what if we did that? And then that's where this idea came from. And then the thing is, I also know a bit about Kang's history and all of that stuff because technically he's a character that's already won like 50 times over.
Yeah.
If people know the actual character, like the problem with him is that he's a guy who's like burdened with abundance. What makes him
yeah,
different from Doom is trying to achieve something. Kang doesn't particularly care.
he likes the thrill.
Yeah.
The thrill
He's
of conquer, the thrill of
yeah.
conquest is his raison d'etre. There's a
Yeah,
big
it's like
difference.
he's not like Doom legitimately thinks he can help the planet. Kang has like conquered so many and ruined so many planets. He doesn't care about
Yeah,
that stuff.
and he
Like
still he still can't save his test tube girlfriend. But still, we're not going to talk about that right now.
well, I mean, like that was like part of the genesis of the story.
Mm.
So yeah, all in all, Black Panther versus Kang is just like I just took two characters that probably should be bigger than they are, and then like the whole tagline in my
Yeah.
mind, if I actually could have worked it in, I mean, I tried to work it in the theme of the story, but basically it was taking the conqueror versus the unconquered, and I was saying where would that go?
Yeah,
And yeah, that's where it is. Because Kang the Conqueror, Wakanda's never been conquered. You'd think he'd want to take a stab at it.
it'd be too enticing to ignore. I also like, okay, for shout out. This is where we are putting the different stills and images. Ne? So don't worry. I just like what you took the time to. I like the way it opens. You see, one of the biggest gifts I see writing about an established IP basically is that you don't have to have an opening story that goes into too much detail. Because your opening scene is lunchtime with lunchtime with Bay and discussing how Bay's kingdom is concerned that you're gonna annex you're gonna annex it and it wants to express its autonomy, and then boom, action. There was no, there's no hi. I'm so and so, and I'm a 16-year-old boy going to school for the first time. Life is so weird for me in a world where
I mean, a lot of Doom directors can actually take notes from Buckmeister. I mean, my Reeves did that. It's like, look, we're not going to be focusing on Bruce's parents and him dying for the 17,000th time. Let's get to it.
Or Spider-Man losing his uncle
You know what I mean?
again and again and again and
Again and
again.
again.
Like
Imagine
everything
being
suffered
called,
enough.
you're going to be playing, and we're like, Ben Kingsley, we know you, but you're going to be playing Uncle Ben. Like, really? Dang.
I'm there to
You know
get
what I
shot.
I'm just there for like,
Rob, did you
10
manage to
minutes and
finish
I'm
all
done?
6 issues?
Say it again?
Did you manage to finish 6 issues? All 6
Yeah, I
issues?
finished all 6, yes.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, so
I'm
how
the
do you
one.
feel about the opening, bro?
I thought it was wonderful, man. Again, like I said, you picked up from an angle. Luckily, I already knew who Storm was, so I liked your art design. I liked the fact that it was a nice conversation between them, and then when things kick off so quickly, I enjoyed the fact that Storm kind of sets up the the thesis of the argument of the storyline pretty early in. I like that. I really enjoyed that opening start. I like the idea that they start lovingly, because then it establishes who they are and kind of gives you a little, what's the word? There's a word for it. The setting. It establishes what the characters are like before shit kicks off. And I like that. I like the fact that there's an argument at the beginning with the main character saying, hey, we're here. And then he's like, okay, that's cool. And then only for that to for him to be ripped away from them in any way. I thought that was interesting. But I'm
Also,
getting ahead.
the action junkie in me loved the jumping out of the window and straight into the airbag. It was like it was like ha! And wifey's there.
Yeah, it just seems
Like,
they're pretty much prepared for anything.
It has power couple from beginning to end, but that jumping off the and landing on the bike, like, yo, no, that shot selection was good. Like, you'd make a good director. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I know. Working that shot. Well, at the time, now I can do it a whole lot better. But at the time, working that shot, like it took me. I think it took me like I want to say maybe a day and a half just to try and because I think I drew that pose like 10 times and
Damn.
it never looked right until then. So
Hey,
Oh, good.
I feel such relief knowing that I'm not the only one who has suffered with like one panel for like eons, and I'm thinking, and your inner demons are busy telling you are falling behind schedule. Finish this damn thing right now. And I'm
oh
thinking,
gosh.
it's not right. I will not send it through. This isn't perfect. Perfection never finishes anything. My inner
No,
child is so scary
I
sometimes.
I had that conversation with myself a few times during the
Yes.
making of this thing. I'm not even gonna lie. There's another shot that I'll tell you. There's a
Mhm.
couple of shots that I'll tell you, especially in chapter 2, where it's
Mhm.
like, yeah, this one cooked me. I'm not even gonna lie. Extraordinary, are you still there, bro? You look
He's still
frozen.
frozen.
Yeah, he's been sitting like that for a while.
Am I frozen?
You are
Oh,
frozen.
Oh,
You are,
yeah.
Out here trying to look cool.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Give
same.
me a sec.
Chum
No,
chum
no.
chum chum
Is
chum
this
chum.
better?
You are
Yeah, it sounds
off.
good.
You sound fine.
Okay. Still frozen.
Now we can't
Okay.
see it all now.
Okay, someone's getting.
No.
This is the crew. Somebody
Yeah, somebody's getting fired.
fine. Yeah, you got. We are willing the Beyonce stunt. Who knows the
No.
diva
Hey
moment?
guys,
Lights.
just continue without.
Somebody's getting
I'll
fired.
be I'll be fine. I think it's because there's stuff running in the background. So
Oh, okay. Well, no stress. I mean, at least you got to show some of the fan art for the background. Yeah, Tebello
Yes.
and Exrodin, their backgrounds today. That's some fan art that I was doing before I started the book as well. So, yeah. Yeah, and then you guys can you can go into the next sequence for chapter 1.
All right. Oh, okay. You're back, but you're still frozen.
What's his new pose? It's
Yeah.
don't worry.
Yeah, no.
Don't worry, gents. I'll be okay. Just
Okay,
like I
he's
said, the
moving.
stuff
He's
working in the
mobile.
background. So
He's
fine.
moving. Okay. We'll spirit bomb whenever you need
Can
to
you
talk.
hear me?
We can hear
Yes,
you
we can
fine.
hear you.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
at 3 megapixels. You look good, buddy.
Yo, Rams are pulling punches today. I don't know what happened.
I'm just saying, it looks.
Okay, yeah, so the next sequence. How do you guys feel about the next sequence?
Okay, just to make sure, are we entering the robot sequence, or are we still talking about like the intro, or like?
No, I believe we're at the robot sequence now.
Alright.
the
I
robot.
enjoy it. I'm going over it again now.
Oh, okay. Why don't I do that?
Yeah, you're on a computer.
Yeah.
What is my stuff doing today?
Why don't you just share your screen,
I
bro?
don't know.
Just share the screen if you can.
Wait, who?
Me, share my screen.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
you're the host.
Okay.
Okay, let me close all my 100 tabs.
I actually have some questions while we do that. Who is the guy with the stripes on his body with the overcoat?
That is a character
good
called
question.
Tosin. He comes from a very, very ugly run. The guy who made him was John Ridley. But John Ridley, the problem with him is that I've never seen a writer have beef with a fictional character and write that character. That's how
Wow.
bad it was. Like
Damn.
like for 15 issues, he was addicted to whooping T'Challa's ass.
No.
That's what that writer did. So anyway, but the character himself, the concept was cool. So I thought maybe let me take this because it's kind of based in like some Yoruba. I believe it's based in like some Yoruba stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
So I took the character and I was like, yeah, the vibranium powers being inside of his body and him utilizing that's a cool idea. So I thought let me include him in the story. And then if you see in some of his dialogue, he still has an attitude, but everybody checks him for the attitude. in the other comic book run, they did not check this, bro. They just let him say whatever he wanted to say about T'Challa. He even calls himself the true Wakandan, and I was like, really? But anyway, I like the character design and I like the idea of the character.
All right,
Okay,
that's
I'm gonna try share my screen. If you see a lot of 18 plus things, just please don't mind. I'm a grown man.
Don't go this way, buddy. I also
I don't know
like
who you're talking to,
I
but okay.
like Chick as well, by the way. It reminded me of Samurai Jack. Where, robot being split in half. I love that.
Is it sharing?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I can see what I'm sharing. Can you see what I'm sharing?
Incognito mode. I'm seeing.
Incognito mode is for wimps and pussies. I stand by my obscenity. You watch, you check it there. If you search my Google history, your eyes will start bleeding. That's how much. That FBI agent doesn't need to look far. He's already crying behind his desk each time, like, not again. Oh,
No
not
more
again.
Oh, I see what you're saying, Rob, about the robots, kind of the Samurai Jack thing.
Yeah, you get the vibe, right? Like, especially OG episode 1 Samurai Jack. I think that was like the main. Yeah.
Maybe
that was part of the
episode 2, I
inspiration,
think.
but the bigger inspiration was Earth's Mightiest Heroes
yeah,
with those robots.
I was about to say that because they do kind of look like those Pokeball scroll class, no, Scarab class machines.
Show. All right.
You need to watch it. It's worth watching.
I do.
And there is Shuri. It took me a minute.
Yeah, because contrary to popular belief, people who like T'Challa don't hate Shuri.
Contrary to popular belief. And that spear. This one. And I say, I love the angle. I'm sorry. I was like, because it would take me half a day to get these angles right, and I'll still mess it up. So when I see that, I know shit, the work. All right. We mustn't give this IP for free. Guys, go check it out. If you want it, go to. If you want to see more of this awesome stuff, let me see. What other snippets can you give away, Mr. Buckmeister?
I mean,
oh, there's my.
Show us Captain Tony, man. Okay, that's a good shot.
The jumping off the ball. You see this, and this. This was getting my nergasms going, and this is the wrong show.
I mean, you can also like scroll through to the other stuff. You don't have to scroll through the entire chapter. Like you can share some of it, and then from here you can stop here, and then we can go back to regular vision and discuss the rest of the chapter.
Let us do that because this I want people to see what to go and read this for themselves. The link has always been up. I think I've put. Did I ever put the? No, I've put the coffee link. It's always been on the end credits.
And I mean, for Rob, you can scroll to the bottom. You can just quickly scroll to the bottom, and you can show the last thing. So that people don't get because there's more action to come in that chapter.
Oh yeah, for Rob, yes. Okay, let me quickly scroll. I'm sorry, I usually don't share. I'm the diva of the group. So I just sit there and like, this is the first time doing all this hard work. I don't do all this hard work. This is not my forte. Yeah. Love this design, by the way.
That's the Tozen guy, yep.
Excuse me, what?
And then El Capitan. And then El Capitan and
Tony Stark.
I like the fact that he's winking. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yes.
And of course,
that's on brand for sure.
It is. It is. And this line here is definitely on brand.
Yes, literally. With the purple.
I think you could also tell that T'Challa was like, niggas, I don't need y'all. Being honest, I don't need y'all. Like, brand.
I think he just saw it from a branding sense. It's called Avengers, not Pre-Vengers. So something needs to go catastrophically wrong for them to avenge something, and it ain't happening in this kingdom. So, like,
chill.
Yeah.
Like, take a back seat. Let me take care of my business. All right, let me.
You should be able to scroll to the bottom, and you can go to the next one.
So are these two guys like the Would you say that they are the faces of the Avengers, Tony and Cap?
Yeah, to
More or
me.
less. Well, even
Because this came out before X-Men 97, if I remember correctly. This
yeah.
issue that Buckmeister did came out before X-Men 97. In X-Men 97, who
Yeah,
did they show?
Captain America and
They
Spider-Man.
showed Captain America and Iron Man.
Hmm.
Oh, they didn't show Spider-Man. Oh,
No,
man.
Spider-Man was there. He got a cameo.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Now that
Spider-Man does not show up here though.
the more that I think about it,
They're the most responsible people in the entire series. Reed
Yeah.
Richards has got his own things going on.
I
But-
guess you could say they have the chip on
Yeah.
their shoulder when
Yeah.
it comes to the team.
I mean, we can go to issue 2, I guess.
where I'm at
Yes.
issue 2 right now, I just wanted to
Uh.
say for the fans, personally, this is my favorite cover page
Okay.
of the whole series. It's beautiful.
Oh yeah.
I'm not saying that the other cover pages are anything less. I'm just saying that they do their job. But my
No,
favorite, the one that-
everybody said that this one is their favorite one.
Oh,
I did the pencil work for this one, but my brother did the colors.
yeah, your brother had been visited by the muse of all creation. Because
Yeah.
boy, he went bankai on this. This was beautiful.
Senbon Sakura Kage.
Frenchman.
Yeah, this one has been apparently the fan favorite cover.
So guys, go check it out. Shameless plug. This is a shameless plug episode. But what is that? What is the Geek Spot if not a shameless plug for somebody's work? What is? Any other questions?
Yeah.
Then again, while we're busy looking at chapter 2, I just want to highlight one of the questions that I always ask these people: like, what are the biggest challenges that you faced in this creative process? And how have you managed to overcome them? And what challenges are you still facing nowadays?
So one of the biggest things for me, I think, was trying to be not consistency is the schedule. It was I think it was planning. Because the thing is that what's this? Sometimes you have to plan and replan, and sometimes you have to rework a shot. Like, and also perspective. If you see this, there is some like now that I look at it, there's some wonky perspective throughout this entire issue. And at the time, I thought I had gotten the perspective down, but now when I look at it, I'm like, ooh. So yeah, just trying to keep things in scale. Also trying to do basic lighting and stuff like that was also a problem. So yeah, trying to get better at lighting and everything to make sure that the stuff that's getting lit makes sense. That was some of the toughest ones when I was putting this issue together because I did this one on my phone, and yeah, I did this
Excuse me,
issue on my
what?
Wait,
yeah. Yeah, issue 2 was done on my phone. Well, issue 1 and issue 2 were done on my phone.
Louder for
And-
the ones at the back.
Oh, and also part of issue 6 was done on my phone with some of the coloring. But yeah, all in
Also-
all,
So you
hell,
see, kids, if you want to start making a comic, you don't need much. You don't need a studio. You don't need a night light and a 5
It's
million.
just going.
Yeah, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil. If you have a phone, you can get started.
You know,
Yeah.
when you said that, I just imagined someone who just finished signing off and giving the devil papers, and it's like, damn it!
And Mephisto in the background.
And then T'Challa comes from the side, you bald-headed demon.
No, that's Mbaku. It will be Mbaku and T'Challa. Like, bald-headed demon. Okay. Tangent, Kai, you're busy talking.
Yeah, so those working around that, just practice, honestly. Like I'll tell you now, in my artistic journey, I'm not where I want to be yet. I mean, I'm like the thing is, for example, that background that you see behind Mr. Extrodin, I freestyled that. So like all of that was used with non-reference and whatever. But when I went to go get critique for it, like people were like somebody was saying that yeah, the pose looks a little bit awkward, etc., etc. So you should adjust this, adjust that, adjust that. So like what I'm trying to do personally is I'm trying to get to a point where I can not the whole comic book, but like I don't want to be a slave to reference. like as artists, there's a big thing about using reference for your work and all of that, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh,
Like
don't get us
never
started. Okay, for those who don't know, there's this
Afro geek
we
group. Oh God.
don't name or shame people. It's like there's this group of very talented artists, and whenever the argument of reference comes in, it deep dives into this big, big torrential. It's references. Now the big taboo subjects. It's references. It's piracy for some reason.
That's
and
the
it's
dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
and it's AI. Don't bring those three subjects up.
References piracy is nonsense.
No.
No.
Reference
Those are two
reference
separate.
comma, piracy.
Yeah, reference,
Comma,
comma,
not-
piracy.
yeah.
Although there are people out there that do think that, and you're stupid. But
Who call it plagiarism?
like
They say good
what
artists borrow, great artists steal.
Yeah.
I'm like, what, you own the human body now? That's not how that works. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, just a lot of practice, a lot of drills.
If references was piracy, the portal scene in Endgame would not exist because someone from a different IP would have sued them right there and then. Hashtag justice for StarCraft.
No,
Moving
I'm
on.
saying like anyway, yeah. So for me, what I try to do is every day, and I mean, it doesn't. I advocate that artists must do what they need to do for themselves.
Yeah.
If you can draw every day, do it. If you can't draw every day, it's not. You'll be
what you
fine.
can.
Like either way, you'll be fine. Like do what you can. But for me personally, what I do is every morning, because I get up like around about 5 o'clock or so most mornings. I try to spend 30 minutes to an hour doing gesture drawing and practicing shapes and practicing like squares and circles and spheres and 3D stuff and all of that stuff. Sometimes I just draw stuff that's lying around on my desk or in my room. And that usually helps warm my hand and train my brain for 3D perspective so that I can try and do some of those dynamic shots. Because for me, I've always been gravitated to like those comic books and those manga that try to go crazy on the angles and stuff. I've always wanted to be able to try and recreate stuff like that. So even in my early work, when I did not have the skills for it, I would still attempt it anyway. And I guess that's another thing I would say. Do it anyway. It's gonna suck and it's fine.
It's gonna be bad.
It's fine.
Look,
Like it's
like
okay.
there's that saying. Okay, wow. Let me try and censor it because we're in a different show. Okay, they're referencing something else, but I'll filter it. Okay, so your first artwork is like your first pancake. It never turns out. Nobody's first pancake turns out all right. The next one is the next following pancakes that you make in the batch, they end up delicious and they end up looking like
And the
proper
thing
pancakes.
is, you cannot skip that step.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Not if you want to do this
you
for
can
real.
try and improve every time before you start your first comic, but that first comic, no matter how many times you improve, is gonna suck or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Or the
like
podcast, or whatever it is. Your
like Black
shirt
Panther,
dance
like Black
move.
Panther versus Kang. This issue 1. It's not my first time making a comic book. Like,
Exactly.
yeah, I've done this
Oh,
twice
no.
before, and
I
those
don't
2
know.
attempts.
Either my mother has saved them or somewhere because my very first comic that I wrote when I was back in grade 10 is somewhere in this house. I've been looking for it for years, trying to find it and burn them. But for some reason, whenever I find a hiding place, my mother has this sense of like,
Bruh, the
"Give
only
me
two
play."
things about my first issue of it was called the Black Rose at the time, but now it's called Thorn Black. The 2 problems that I've had is just that the book got lost. The paneling was horrible because I did not understand paneling. The art was great, but the paneling was horrible. And 2, I wanted to do so much detail on the hair that people started looking like they had cancer because I wanted to draw like every strand, and the thickness of the hair was not realistic. So it looked like the characters looked like they had cancer because they didn't have a lot of hair on them.
Yeah, so Rob, I know this is supposed to be about me, but just a question for you, dog. How many books did you get through before you got to Jin's War?
I would say at least, funny enough, actually, Jin's War was originally the first thing, that was the second thing I ever wrote, right? But if you ever saw the first draft, it would be garbage. So let's just say I wrote 11 books and then rewrote Jin's War, and that's when I put it out. So I wrote a bunch of books first, and that doesn't even include short stories and all that stuff. So I wrote until my hands hurt, and then when I felt like I had the skill to go back and then make Jin's War readable. That's basically what I had to do. Yeah.
Which is funny because I think that's a common trend with everybody's first story is like their first love.
Mm.
And I think maybe some people may not relate, but like your first story is something that you really closely identify with. So you may start something, you improve later on, and then you go back to the thing like, okay, I need to fix this.
Yeah.
So I've noticed because now, low-key, I'm calling myself out because that's exactly what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
I post.
No, I mean, hey, even with this thing, because one, I always write out all my scripts. Like, what's this? That's why you see that this story, there is some things that I could have plugged a little bit tighter when I look at it objectively now that I'm out of the process. But I still think that I managed to do a job to keep it tight enough because I always write out all my scripts. Like I wrote out everything that was supposed to happen. I wrote out the ending, and then I filled out the middle.
Awesome.
To see, okay, this like just to make sure that okay, this hole is plugged here, this hole is plugged here. That's always my writing process.
I'm always envious of you guys, Rob, and now that you've explained what your writing process is, Mr. Buckmeister. I don't know if it's the same with you, Mr. Extrodin, because mine is vastly different.
What do you mean? What's your
Oh
style?
God. Okay, what happens is like then I think I was listening to a TED talk by Elizabeth Gilbert, which is like says sometimes you need to acknowledge that the muse is not a part of you, it's like something out of you that just comes upon you from time to time like a divine cockeyed genius.
Yeah.
And I feel like that all the time because I see this awesome battle scene or this awesome end scene in my mind in full free animated comic, and I'm like, how am I going to get this into pen and paper? And I have to fight this thing for days and days. Like, okay, I need to do this. Doesn't look right. It doesn't. And then eventually, when I'm 2 o'clock in the morning and the verge of giving up, something pops up into my mind. Like, oh wait, if you just blend this image and that image, you get it. They're like, oh crap! Now I have to get up and write it again. So that's me.
No, I think I realized as time went by that
Do
I'm
you
horrible.
do
I'm
you
horrible
thumbnail?
with sorry.
Oh, wait, sorry, no, finish what you're saying. I'll ask afterwards.
I'm horrible with dialogue, but basically what I have in my brain is events that occur at certain intervals or whatever, and characters and backgrounds or whatever. But actually writing the dialogue between the characters, I'm not good at that at all. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I was lucky because, like, again, I'm writing established IP, so I know how these guys sound and talk and stuff.
Okay.
I actually had a question for you, Buckmeister.
Yeah.
How long have you been thinking of doing this thing, and how long did it take you to actually write it versus drawing?
Writing is second nature to me at this point. Because I mean, I was writing since I was 12 or 10. Fun fact: my dad threw out one of my scripts. It was a horrible script, but anyway.
You threw it out?
Yeah. He was like, "You don't have time to do this. You need to be serious about your school life." It's like, sir, I'm 12.
Well, if I tell you half the things my father did to me,
well, I mean, he's better now. But anyway, point being, so but yeah, writing to me is second. Like I can write my ass off. Like if you give me a premise and you want certain things to happen, and even depending on the genre, because I like to go study genres. Like if I had to write a horror movie, I go watch a horror movie before I write it. If I had to write a comedy movie, I mean I've watched several amounts of comedies, so I have a sense for my personal style of comedy and whatever. You'll see it throughout some of Black Panther versus Kang. Yeah, writing for me, that was never the difficult part. It was always because initially I wasn't even gonna draw this thing. What happened was I wanted to get somebody on it. and then they had things to do. I'm not even going to say they flaked. They just had things to do. So then I was just like, well, if I want to ever get this out, I might as well do it myself. And that's kind of how I actually got into doing comic book stuff anyway. So yeah, the drawing process was the hard part for me. Writing was very easy. I knew where everybody was gonna go. I knew what I wanted to say, and I knew exactly what I wanted to say about T'Challa, because I was trying to show multiple facets of this character, because people think he's one note.
But like, how long did it take you for you to even start doing this thing? Like, how long was it in your brain? Was it years?
No, I want to say it was in my brain when Wakanda Forever dropped. I think when Wakanda Forever dropped, that's when I was like, okay, I need to get this, because apparently now this is it, and everybody's talking about we gotta convince Marvel, we gotta convince Marvel. Nothing will convince Marvel more than if an outside project gets viral enough that now people are making articles about it, and they're talking about, oh, this guy did this with this character and whatever, and like people are flocking to this thing.
And I believe people have made reviews on that on YouTube and other places.
Yeah.
They're not. So check those reviews out. We'll get the links, guys. So people abroad have been looking at an IP that a South African has been making.
So yeah,
what's the thought? That's all I have to say.
So for me, like when Wakanda Forever happened, that's when this was in my brain. And writing wise, I think it took me, I want to say, a month to write all 6 issues. But kind of what I would do is I would write it out, and then I would draw, and then I would go back and rework some of the script, and then write it out again and draw. Like some of the dialogue had to change on the fly because it wasn't even fitting on the page. Like that's another thing about the comic book processes in particular, is like trying to make dialogue fit and flow sometimes is very tricky. So I had to take stuff out. But yeah, the basic skeleton of the thing, it took me like a month to write all 6 issues.
Okay.
Damn.
That's what I would say, damn, because everybody in the room was like a month. It's like, there's the word I was looking for. You're like low-key storyboarding without storyboarding.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing I am terrible at, is the storyboarding process. Catch me.
But it's so. But I'm saying like that's part of what took me long to draw it, is because storyboarding it was very important, and I had to storyboard it with my script, because the thing is sometimes I wrote like long soliloquies for a character, and it's like this is not going to fit on the page, so I need to find out a way to say what I'm saying here in less sentences, because I'm not going to be able to fit it here. Because that's another thing. Lettering is also lettering, guys. Letterers, respect your letterers. Pay your letterers. Oh my god. Because getting all of those things in there, getting the dialogue to be where it needs to be, getting the sound effects, it's a lot of work. But yeah, writing, it took me a month.
Ooh, okay. What is the next question I usually ask at this point?
Well, we should probably talk more about the chapter 2.
Oh yes, let's go overview of chapter 2 while the teleprompters are busy struggling in the background. So I'm going to, where was I? Okay, one of my favorite things I liked about chapter 2, funny enough, is that you see you get to learn that the storm is nobody's bitch.
And that is true.
Yeah. Like I am a goddess too. You will respect me. You will sit down and you will talk to your wife right now. Do you hear me? She's the first person to call him out of being the little nerd that he is. Like everyone sees that. Oh my god, he's a king. He's so glorious. We're like, that little nerd. Nah, come on. He's my little Steve Urkel. What? You cannot talk to the king about the king like that. Not look at him. He's such a geek. That's a horror for you. So we can see and also we see a marked improvement in the art style, I think. Am I seeing things?
No, I've said this 1,000 times on my own channel. I think I'm the first to even say this to Buckmeister. That his art improves in every issue.
Yeah. it's very entertaining.
No man,
Yeah, well, I mean,
this
part
this
of the
art
yeah,
this
that's
artwork
part of the
slaps.
reason why it also took. That's part of the reason why it also took as long as it did is because I didn't like. For me, I was like, I want to get this to a professional looking level. That was the dream or whatever. It's still not there in my opinion. It's still got a ways to go. But like the thing is, I would do one issue and then I would practice for like 3 4 months, and then I would do the next issue and then I would practice. That would kind of be
Uh,
the
uh,
formula.
to
The
quote,
way you actually, for me, I feel like Storm looks her best here. You know what I mean? I don't know
Mm.
if it's because of the purple background, but there's something about that skin tone and the purple background and the white hair that just does wonders to me. Or for me.
Interesting.
Calm down,
does
sir. I'm
oh God,
very
I
Why
like
do you have,
Glenn.
wait, why do you have to make it sound like
I like
My question
Glenn.
to you: why did you have to make it sound like?
No, I'm just
Oh
I'm
God.
just appreciating the artwork. I don't,
That skin.
I'm so
Okay,
glad.
okay. Let's
I'm
keep
so
this going.
glad Storm's here because I was like, Tebello, don't say it. Tebello, keep it to yourself. Tebello, choose peace. And then
guys,
this man just came with the right talk.
you guys had to take it there. I was not even thinking
As
about
soon
that
as
at
he said
all.
that skin, I couldn't help myself.
Oh
Oh
God.
my God.
Yeah. So yeah. Then yeah. Because I'm also I haven't gone through this story in a while. So yeah, I remember I had them arguing because yeah, T'Challa was about to solo dolo the mission.
Yes, again, as usual. Again, and the wife was like,
Let me ask you a question. Actually, I
Yeah.
noticed there's a lot of 2/3 here. Like, there's
Mm.
not that much profile. Like 2/3, like the hardest one to draw, isn't it?
X.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, I wanted like if the artwork was not going to be as detailed or whatever, I kind of wanted the angles to carry like to do the rest of the lifting. If you get
Oh,
what I'm
Okay.
saying, like I wanted to create visual interest that way. If it was because if I have too many side talking heads and too many talking heads,
mhm,
it's kind of gonna lose the audience and it's gonna lose the reader
okay.
because now it kind of feels like they're reading like a visual novel instead of a comic book. So I tried to go high, I tried to go low, I
Mm.
tried to, yeah, and I
Yeah.
tried to keep the rule of 180 just to make sure that everybody can understand where everybody is on the page.
Okay.
Yeah, it
Okay.
looks great, man.
With that being said, one of my favorite scenes is when they introduce Kang in his. Well, at least you didn't make him wear a dress. It's
Well,
one of the first
there's
things
one
I
character that
noticed.
I just want to shout out. There's a couple characters that I just want to shout out. So
Yeah.
I bring in the rest of the crew. I bring in Shuri. I bring in Hunter. So Hunter, just to give you a quick backstory, that's T'Challa's adopted brother. So when T'Chaka was married to Ramonda, was this no not married to Ramonda, his first wife Nyami, T'Challa's actual mom, was this they found this baby that was like crashed down in the jungle, and T'Challa's mom kind of like softened T'Chaka's heart to be like, we can't let this baby die out here.
It,
So
it
yeah,
is the
so
law
that's
of the
where
jungle.
yeah.
If it is
No,
his way
and
to die,
people
he
in
dies.
Wakanda, yeah, people in Wakanda were like, yeah, it's not our business.
Hmm.
Maybe he'll have a shot at being Tarzan. Who knows? But Nyami was just like, it's a baby. We can't leave him out here. And then that's how he gets adopted. And the thing about Hunter, I actually have a story that I am going to do with him where it's kind of Wakanda versus America. And it's going to be a nice introspective on T'Challa and Hunter's relationship because Hunter is one of those characters where he's so extreme, he'll do anything for Wakanda and like anything. I'm talking like mass genocide, you name
You
it.
want
That
me
bro,
to?
yeah. If T'Challa ever ordered him that I need America wiped out, he'd be the guy making a plan for it or whatever.
Okay.
That's how much of a loyalist he is, which is
Yeah,
very interesting.
I can always hear the speeches like the thing about America is you never need to go you never need to drop a massive bomb in America. You just need to get America to bomb itself. How many how many nuclear warheads do they have again? 6,000? Hmm.
Yeah, and like what's also interesting about him is that T'Chaka used to send him on missions because he was a white dude. So he'd be going to hang out in those boardrooms, and then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, let's give him all the secrets," and then he'd come back to Wakanda and just say, "Yeah, this is what they're planning."
So wait.
So when you show up at a
wait.
board meeting, be like, "Hey guys, I'm white, you're white, I deserve to be here. Don't
Yeah.
ask about a key card."
Hello, fellow colonizer. Isn't it a lovely day of colonizing today?
Nobody bothered to ask why is Steve from accounting in the
Yeah, why
meeting.
is Steve from accounting in the office?
They didn't ask, bro. He was just there catching off government secrets.
It's one of my favorite things. It's one of my favorite tropes. Sorry, it's a small tangent, but one of my favorite tropes is how the people that people don't pay attention in the room are the ones that actually carry the most damning information. If you pay attention, if you pay attention to that movie, even though it was a sort of a kind of a flop, Kingsman, the Origins one,
Oh yeah.
the one that happened in World War One, where you find out that the spy network is basically all the kitchen staff and maids.
Mm.
And it's genius because how many times have people just looked past the cleaners,
Yeah.
the kitchen maid? In fact, how they caught Chris Honey's murderers was because of a maid. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
it's always been one of my favorite. Like if I were to become a spy level genius, the first people I'll be recruiting, the homeless people in the streets. You know anything they're looking homeless that I took from John Wick. Then the maids. Those will be my spies. With those, I'll have all the information in this country
Man is
without
going
having to make
full
it.
Varys on us.
But yeah, that's where Hunter comes from. So yeah, then yeah, basically everybody convinces T'Challa to do the plan, I believe.
Mhm.
Yeah, somewhere there, and then yeah, then we cut to Kang.
Yeah, then they convey to share his plan. I think that's what the
Yeah.
plan is. Like, I don't want to go into spoilers because I really want people to come watch this. It's one of the few things I'm being very careful not to go into major spoilers because I really want people to come and watch this and enjoy this for themselves. You know, first time experience is something that
Mm.
people work, but the shots for Kang, gorgeous, and without the dress, like I
Yeah.
mentioned. I mean,
How do you
he's-
guys feel about Kang in this? I just want to know.
I think you know. I think you know how I feel about. Wait, are you talking about the specific issue?
Yeah, well,
or
this specific issue, because I mean, this is kind of his introduction. You don't see him in issue 1. You just see his minions.
Mhm.
oh, you know, there was not really much to think about because I was still being introduced to him at this point. I still didn't know what his plan was. So I think for me, it's the last part of this issue that made me think, wait, whoa, Kang, what are you doing? You know, like that's for me. I became interested in him a bit more at the end, but at the same time, Kang for me has been an interesting character ever since I got introduced to him. You know, whether in Avengers Assemble or even in this comic. I wish he was a good guy. That's like he could have been such a great ally to like the heroes in the Marvel universe. This guy is brilliant, man. So I like his intelligence more than anything. Even if it's at, you know, even if it's detrimental to T'Challa's character in, in certain instances in the comic. But yeah, that's the best way to put it without saying much.
Rob?
For me, I think it's more about the W's. I like the style of W's they are. I like because I would love to learn more about him if certain events didn't happen twice. So I don't know if we're not going into it. But I like the W's. Like for example, the initial W that sets up the entire storyline is fantastic. The initial W1 with the initial I guess would you call it W, but anyway, the initial incident, I enjoy that, and then I enjoy the first double that kind of sets off the main events, that kicks off, you could say, Act 2 almost. I really enjoy that. I like his smugness. It gives him personality. And then I like the kind of whisper of depth you get with the girl in a test tube. It's kind of a mystery a little bit, well, at least until the end. Then you kind of this. But yeah, definitely with the test tube girl, I thought that was fun. I thought that was very interesting. I had questions, but generally, I would say what I like about him is definitely the attitude he has and I'm going to use the word smugness, but but basically, like, I like that. I really enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that this man, he knows his W's. He acknowledges his W's and he has fun with it. To me, that's what got me interested in Kang. I just love that. And yeah, I almost want to say not Vader, but I would say definitely like
He's arrogant,
yeah,
that's for sure.
it's intimidating. Like, okay, this is someone to mess with. I enjoy that. I enjoy the purpose, and I like the fact that it's backed up by his actions. Like, I think we discussed this the other day about how, I mean, just literally yesterday, about the problem with Ultron solved here. Do you know what I mean? Like, here there's actual W's that really redefine everything. Now that I think about it, I'm getting more Samurai Jack vibes with the whole.
I was about to bring that up.
Yeah, look, if you read this whole thing and not see Samurai Jack or think Samurai Jack, then you haven't watched the show. Then you haven't watched
Long
the
ago in a distant land, I decided to conquer Wakanda.
That one foolish Black Panther wielding magical vibranium claws that was to oppose me.
Before the final blow was struck. Oh my god.
Yeah, but this
I
one,
opened the
but this
portal.
one is not I'll be back. This one is I'll be black. I'll be black. Black to the panther.
Black Panther. What's up?
Oh my god.
Again,
No, the thing is, I also took I did take a lot of inspiration, not direct from Aku, but I did take a lot of inspiration in that I was like, this guy would be so cocky in the fact that he's like, yeah, I control time, dude. Like, what exactly are you gonna do?
That was a badass line. You used
That
it
one.
once, and I used it, and you've had it for like 100 times.
Yeah, like,
That was a nice line.
it was one of those that's a super villain monologue moment that you keep short and sweet.
Yeah.
You don't need to go this big dramatic long ass super villain. Just don't lie like you've been in charge of time for this much. I've been doing it for so long. Levels.
I was born in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, just to cap up on issue 2, because I'm remembering it now. I believe then I have the plan in effect, and this is when I start introducing shadow physics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
definitely.
this is a thing from the comic books. If you guys ever read Doom War, it's very short. It's like 6 issues as well. That's where shadow physics comes from. So what I did here is that I was like, how would you realistically expand this? So I thought the idea of being able to open up a portal via projectiles would be like a really cool idea. And the way I tried to design the plan, because I mean I've looked at screenwriters and everything, it was kind of like you need the audience to fill this in. So I wanted to make a plan like if T'Challa did this by himself, it would still work. It just seems it's more effective because he has teammates. That was the idea.
True. I just also wanted to add, shout out to the to your drawing of the Sword of Damocles. Well done.
I thought you were gonna say your best picture was just the back shot, just this man kicked up for no reason.
No, that's number 3. That's issue 3. We finishing up 2.
Yeah,
finishing up 2.
I was just saying one of my first impression of Kang, because I've known Kang thanks Ace Mate's Heroes. His portrayal here, the fact that, and this is just to show just how much of a Kang. I was reading his dialogue with the same voice from Ace Mate's Heroes, so I already saw, especially one of the lines is like, people like us have a flair for the dramatic. That's exactly what Kang would say. That is so Kang coded. I was like, yes. So I think you captured the essence of Kang while adding your own individual twist to it, which is exactly how you're supposed to make adaptations. I think look at this man and then use the source material to make your live adaptation just like this man has done it. You see, copy and paste. You can copy and paste this method. That's all I can say for the public. That's my thoughts on Kang. That's what I wanted to share quickly.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about the fight? Because I mean, I know I have Storm and T'Challa. They basically team up and beat a bunch of Kang's goons.
Yeah.
And then it's Black Panther versus Kang, like the actual fist fight.
with
I
Aurora.
was gonna say one thing though. Okay, so wait, the Avengers showed up before, right? Or like, because in the conversation before it was, because I was like, how come Nightcrawler and Remy are there? I was like, I didn't.
So they, if you remember earlier in the comic,
Yes.
yeah, I'm remembering now. So earlier in the comic, because I'm following the Araco storyline, so
Ah.
all of them are living with Storm. So basically, because Storm is Empress, there's a panel that I have her where she's like, we're activating the Araco Accords, where we're in a temporary alliance with the Wakandan Empire, and then that's where she calls for those three. So basically, they show up because of Storm.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why they're there.
All
And
right.
then and then the Avengers, obviously there's a panel in this where I believe T'Challa coordinated with the
Yeah.
Avengers. Yeah.
It was the one we were talking about before in the end of scene 1. Yes.
Yes,
And
yes,
we
yes.
see them again in scene 2. Yes, I was just checking that part.
Yeah.
Because I knew you spoke to them, but I was like, okay, but what about now? Okay, now it makes sense. Okay, cool, sweet.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was like, how did you guys feel about the fight?
It was wonderful. I've got a fun question though.
I just wanted to
What
say
about
there's
sound?
a before you go
Yeah, sorry.
there's this picture where you see Kang basically Kamehamehaing Black Panther, and that evasion dodge is such a beautiful frame. Like, guys, it's one of those, like, yeah, this is like for me. I put a gold star, like, boing. For that picture. I was like, yeah, no, chef's kiss. It was beautifully done. Continue, Rob. Sorry.
No, I was gonna say, what made you pick the sound effects? Because I know a lot of countries will normally have their own sound effects. Japanese panels will have their own sound effects. American panels will have their own sound effects. I see the bazoos, and I'm like, that feels South African. Was that African, or is this all
Yeah,
like
no, I mean, most of this was I was trying to go for that. Like,
more of a local?
yeah, I was trying to go for some of that stuff because I have a lot of bars and pars in here. So I was like, yeah, that's us. Yeah. I mean, you're gonna see it get more South Africanized as the book goes on.
Oh yeah, no, I saw you use some full vernac, and there's even a little Xhosa explanation at the bottom. Funny as hell. And then having Black Panther go Amandla, and I was like, is that?
Yes.
I was like, is he allowed
Yes.
to say it? I loved it. man.
Copyright. It's not
You know,
copyright,
it's
but
crazy that it's written Amandla, but in my head, I read it as Amandla. I don't know. I
Hey,
think
son. Hey, son.
Mandela Stenberg.
Oh my God.
What was the name?
No, you know why? It's because in that BET thing that we
yeah, in the
watched,
cartoon.
they kept
yeah.
saying Amandala, and I'm like, I remember at the time, I literally had an argument online with somebody where I was like, I know what this is supposed to say. It's not what it say. But
Yeah, because
anyway,
I'm sure even Jimon was like, guys, this is not how these people say it.
no, he says it right. He says it right when he kills Claw in the BET cartoon.
Oh, I think it's T'Chaka who said it wrong, right?
Yeah, not T'Chaka Azuri. It's the guy who was playing Azuri who said it wrong.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, when he says Amandala, because it was like, no. But
So
anyway,
this
Who
is Lion King
remembers-
all over again. I don't know if you guys
Who
have
remem-
Lion King.
mm,
The remake. All the Americans who haven't been in Lion King before call Zazu like Zizu or something like that.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
I've never watched that movie, so I don't know what you guys are talking about. What is that movie? Is that Disney fan fiction that everyone talks about?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, well, let's
remember-
get back to this fan fiction. What
Yeah.
were you saying, Tebello?
Oh, no, I just wanted to highlight, like, it reminds me of a certain supermodel who said Amandala in front of South Africans that one time at FIFA World Cup. The FIFA World Cup, and everyone was like,
It kind of rhymes with Wyoming.
to this day, I was like, what is this woman in our own doorstep? Girl, you tried. That's all I can say.
A for effort.
Even
Yeah.
though F is spelled with an E, so that's exactly your score. E, ne? Just above F. All right. Where was I? Oh yeah, chapter 3, right?
Yeah, I believe then, yeah. Well, just to cap off the ending, then, yeah, T'Challa is
Hey,
whooping the...
whoa. We can't go into spoilers, guys.
Oh, okay, sorry.
We can't go into spoilers. People have got to read this. I want people to read this.
Okay, my bad, my bad.
Something happens. Ooh. What happens, you will find out. What?
We find out in the next episode. Okay.
Wait, are we on issue 3?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe
on
then we're
issue
covering
3.
issue
No,
3.
for me, issue 3 is the one that really, like, I think angered me. Out of, like, I think I spoke to Buckmeister about this a few times. I was like, I cannot for the life of me believe that Kang did what he did. Like, I just couldn't understand. I just couldn't fathom that he actually did what he did. You know what I mean? Like, I was just appalled by it. Like,
But shout out to that one of the things I like about the opening of the episode is the smug, disgusting face that Kang has. It's the most well drawn. Like, I've never seen such smugness drawn in a picture. I, Look, there's only one person whose smugness made me want to go into a screen and slap the person's face, and that's Eisen. That's just how much. Take it as a compliment. Nobody can get me to to make that visceral reaction. Only Eisen got me to that point. So, well done. Props to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that took a lot of reference. That was a lot
the
of reference and
the
freestyle.
colors are also really amazing in this issue.
Mhm.
The software kind of like fucked out a little bit when I was trying to color it. I had to actually learn how to color properly, because if you can see, like, the rest of the issues are colored much better than this one. But yeah.
Oh, okay. But I love.
I mean, that's
I love
just
the colors.
me nitpicking. Like, if you guys, yeah, don't look too hard.
No, I love the colors, man.
I still like the opening. The angle that you shot was very nice. I really enjoyed that. The angled shot, which we will not describe for reasons.
Double cheeked up on a Thursday afternoon.
Well, they're referring to a spirit from T'Challa's past that shows up, basically. But yeah, how did you guys feel about this issue so far?
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's the only time you really get to enjoy Kang, because I know it peels off after this. I enjoy, again, Kang's probably the best part of this entire thing, or at least this opening, this chapter 3. I really enjoy him. I like the little mystery at the end with the tube, of course. I like the attitude. I like the fact that he's like, what's the word? Let's just say he pisses me off in such a good way. You know what I mean? It hurts so good. And yeah, I like that.
Oh yeah, there's a line I gave him about because another thing is, people also say that T'Challa apparently, like, he's too perfect. So I needed to rough him up a little bit in this particular issue. Not too much. No. I needed to make it a decent amount of roughing up, because he's already having a bad day. So how did you guys feel about the two other characters I introduced?
It was a good introduction.
Wait, which issue is this now? Is this still
Issue 3?
Yeah.
It's issue 3.
Progress.
All right.
I like here we get to see an introduction and good use of shading now.
Are you talking about the old man that yells at him? Oh,
No.
yes. Where you're like, Jesus Christ.
Look, I don't have daddy issues like like everybody else here, so I just move on. Oh God, okay, I made it sound weird. Well, this whole conversation is weird. I was talking about the introduction of these other characters and the action sequences, as well as a certain use of a certain artillery weapon. For my housing bitch fans, hashtag bitches love cannons. This is a good episode for you. That's all I can say.
I should have made that a meme. I should have taken one of the shots and just put at the bottom hashtag bitches love cannons.
So it's the introduction for me was very amusing. I loved and there's also the explosion that I kind of felt a bit jealous. Like, will I ever be able to make explosions that cool? Because my explosions they look
like muffins.
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm just
Yeah.
asking.
That actually took me a while to
Oh
draw
no,
and
my
color.
explosions
Actually,
look like broccoli. There you go. That's the one I
yeah.
was looking for. You know the cauliflower.
No, it actually took quite a while to actually get that right.
Hmm.
Because even when I did that in space, like I had to consult like at least 2 tutorials to get that to look close to what I wanted.
Okay. Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see, this is where okay, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna say the R word. So this is where using information passed down from other sources can come to your benefit. He said while noticing a Kamehameha being charged at him from a certain group. Hi guys. Okay, no, I come in peace.
Mm.
All right.
So how do you
What
guys
are
feel about the ending though? I guess.
The
my
ending.
feelings?
How does this one end again?
Um.
Oh, let me remember. Oh, yeah, oh.
Oh yes, I enjoy it. The
You
dance.
you did a thing that I could never do.
What is
The smoochy is something like
the smoochy?
yes.
Well, I mean, if you
eh,
consider the context.
I know, and it's well done. I mean, like I said, it's something I never could. I could never manage. I admit, like when it comes to romance, I'm right there next to Akira. Like the closest thing,
People just punch kick and babies are born.
yeah, the closest you get to romance is they looked at each other at the end of a battle and married.
Yeah, no, it is a heartwarming ending.
I had a lot of questions because it's like, so was she pregnant already? I was like, I was very curious because I was like, at the time,
Yeah,
when,
that's that Goku Goten moment during the
yeah,
Cell Games.
and
When
also like,
Chi-Chi's just quiet.
yeah, yeah,
Doesn't
just
say Jack
quietly.
Squad to Goku. I mean, Goku would have taken different decisions had he known. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
These are the moments where you realize, King T'Challa is still a guy. It can be utterly clueless. So, like, your wife wakes up in the morning and is throwing up and is not feeling well, and you're thinking, maybe I
It
didn't
must
cook
have
this.
been, it must have been the food from the Dora Milaje's secret
Yeah,
recipe. What?
and that explains why it's the third finest cuisine. I need to up my level because clearly she's not enjoying the food I'm making. It's that type of feeling. Little did you know.
that Latvia food is amazing, but what else? But yeah, no, I enjoyed the whole thing. I was surprised because I was like, okay, so then she survived the initial attack. It was a good shock because again, I don't do any spoilers. I'm like, okay, so and so is still here, and yeah, I really enjoyed that. Like, it made me ask questions and surprised me with new answers.
I also like that ending quip because somebody's complaining about the broken ribs, but like what? Don't break the moment. Like suffer through the pain.
This kid
Yeah,
is, this kid, nah, the boy is he reminds me of
The introduction of these two new characters. Read the comic now.
he reminds me of like one of the kids, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. It reminds me of one of those kids there. I just don't know which one exactly, but
there is a difference between them.
I know Dewey is the smartest, but like between between Huey and Dewey, one of them.
Okay. All right. What are the other questions you asked? Okay, the end of the chapter, like I said, it was very sweet, lovey-dovey. Intimate moments are my kryptonite. I'm working on it, guys. I'm working on it. All right. I've been watching a lot of Yaoi because that's how I get invested. Now I can
Yeah, I
see.
was just like, hey, don't you like consume yaoi on the daily? I thought you'd be like killing it with the romance.
Well, I'm doing it so that I can get into this. Like I need to be able to build the tension up and like, okay, ooh, when will they see? I want to. I'm learning, so that's why I'm consuming these things.
I'm
'Cause-
surprised that I'm surprised you have a whole man out here and I'm single. And
Ha! I've been called out. Anywho, which funny enough, February is the anniversary of our first date. Moving on.
so then then we get to issue 4.
Issue 4. Where is issue 4?
We're not going to talk about the escape. Okay, I guess that's spoilers. Never mind.
Yeah, like I said, I'm trying to keep it as spoiler-free as possible. We're going to talk about.
Well, I mean, we
I don't know
can't.
when you thought we were spoiling anything, but I get the point.
But I mean, yeah, I understand what he's saying because I was going in that we were going to just do 100% spoilers, but I see what the Tebello is saying.
No.
But I mean, we can talk about like how you guys feel about this.
Absolutely. That.
Are you going for a Batman thing? Let's go for that. Are you going for a Batman vibe there? It kind of reminded me of like Batman would be. It made me think again because I don't know much about Black Panther. But I thought to myself, this sounds like a plan, like a thing that Batman might have done, but way on a higher level almost. Is that what something like on purpose?
Who can? Or
well, I mean, because the thing is that I needed to I needed to reestablish the stakes. Like I needed to say, what has Kang actually done? Because right now, when it's opening, you're seeing that they're in Wakanda, but like it doesn't make sense that everybody's just acting like this isn't T'Challa. So what did he do? And then I was like, okay, I need to hint to what he did, and I need to hint to T'Challa getting a grasp of the situation now. Because if you remember from issue 2 to issue 3, T'Challa doesn't know what's going on.
But
so,
he's still
this is kind of because that's who he is. Like that's the other thing. I don't like just depower a character just for the sake of depowering a character. That doesn't make sense to me. He would have questions, but he's like, I have a goal that I need to achieve now. I can answer these questions later.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I see the Batman vibe because that's just kind of how those type of characters operate. But yes, that's not exactly. I mean, I wasn't going for a Batman vibe in particular, but like, if you do get Batman vibes, it's not I mean, it's not too far off.
Let's just say hyper-powered MacGyver. Instead of saying Batman.
Yeah, there we go.
MacGyver. God. Yes, your millennial is showing, my friend. Nobody's talking about MacGyver in centuries.
Hey, MacGyver blocked bullets with a bed. MacGyver blocked bullets with a bed mattress.
All I'm saying is that some Gen Zers watching this thing and it's like, "Who's MacGyver?" And for my answer is, look at your parents. Look at your parents and say, "Shame on you." Knight Rider, MacGyver, and Quantum Leap are shows that every child must watch, even though the technology is dated. I dare even say Star Trek.
Yes. Don't give me Romeo and Juliet or Macbeth. Give me Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap. The next.
Show me David Hasselhoff talking to his car.
Yes. Show me Patrick Stewart as the captain of a starship. Those are shows that develop character.
And then then that's basically it. They do end up in the Jabari lens. You'll find out why. And then we open up on issue 4. And I believe I showed you guys some of the stills because I do promote like page to page, but I don't promote every page. But people did see the opening page of this shot, which is I believe it's T'Challa meditating.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man knows his own work. He's meditating deep in thought, and I was waiting for. I can't believe I'm the only one who noticed this. I was like, okay, am I the only one who sees this? Is this me? Am I crazy? Am I into details? Am I too? But that tatas on Aurora in this one frame. Like, okay.
Wait, which? You talking about the side, the profile shot?
Like, okay. If I wasn't betting for the wrong team, this would have been like, oh, money shot. Think.
No, you're batting for another team, not the wrong team. Don't do that.
Tell it to have the church. Let's not get into that war. We've
Yeah,
already
yeah.
triggered. We've already triggered the politicians, the geeks and fans in this one episode. Now let's not go into religion. This is how this channel gets. This is how this channel get eaten alive.
All right, but then I believe because this is him coming to terms with what's happening.
A dream and a nightmare. I like that line. Use of that line.
Now, did you find this chapter 4 probably had to be one of the most difficult ones, right? Because I feel like this is where the stakes were definitely high before, but they definitely slowed. This is like Act 2.
Yeah.
And like this is like deep into Act 2, and it's like the stakes seem to like, I don't want to say slam the brakes, but slow down dramatically.
Slow down for sure, yeah.
Dramatically, yeah. Like everything.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the thing is that I kind of needed people to get invested in the two characters that I introduced, and I needed to also reestablish where Ororo and T'Challa were sitting, if you understand what I'm saying. Because I think now he's been thrust into this new thing. Now they've been reunited. What does that mean? I feel like if I just rushed to a conclusion, the meaning of that would kind of be lost. So I was like, let me take an issue and let's actually explore who these people are and see what they say and see what they don't say and stuff of that nature.
No, definitely.
So I also like you have a nice realistic use of time. And that we see here. You know, when a plan is being developed, you're not afraid to write a few weeks later or a few days later or a few months later, whatever you need to write. Because most other storylines, it's whoop. You wonder, like, okay, so how do they develop this technology in a matter of a second? It's like my biggest argument, or my biggest joke I have about anime, in particular, is that it seems like these fights are happening in seconds, and people are having this well drawn out thoughts. Looking at you, Tanjiro.
You're not going up to
It's
Frieza.
the 5 minutes of Namek, dog.
Yeah.
After that, everybody was like, we can do this.
No, but Tanjiro took it to a ridiculous level. Yeah, you are busy decapitating someone, and you're busy thinking, I need to put all my effort into it, not just with my hands, but my arms and my legs and my body as well. I must put every ounce of my body to make sure that I do. Like, you're still chopping up a man's head. God, how long do we have to talk while cutting off a man's head?
I just remember when we were doing Othello back in high school, where I think I think Othello was killing Desdemona at the time, and that speech was long, and this dude is like killing this person, but this person keeps talking and talking and talking, or she wakes up or something, and it was just weird.
She died of boredom. That's how she died. It wasn't because of anything else. You stabbed me or strangled me.
God, take me out already.
You know what? It's okay. I'm dead now. Thank you. You literally bored her to death.
Any moments from issue 4 that you guys liked?
The hospital scene was nice. I enjoyed that. I actually enjoyed the first page in terms of dialogue the most. I like back and forth. I like the little between a dream and a nightmare. You were spitting bars there. That was nice. The why am I laughing line was hilarious.
Yeah.
So I think those were probably my highlights. And of course the little he's alive. That was also really good.
My highlight, well, you pointed out one of them, the spitting bars. You can see, as much as I wanted to have a little momentary touch to Buckmeister's budding music career, because you can see how his the rhythm he learns from his hip hop life kind of translates to how he can be able to express dialogue in this thing in a very well keeps your attention. And it keeps it keeps the story moving along. No longer long weighty speeches and monologues, and I don't care who. Well, like I said, you don't see a 5-paragraph monologue to explain something that a simple rhyme can take care of, and which is evident. I see that it's skills have been transferred from one world to another. I think that's what I want to say. Another one that made me outwardly laugh was that whole scene with a certain characters like, when everybody is reacting to seeing the king, and the boy is going like, this man is popular, and someone's like, you have no idea. Like, if only he knew. So yeah, it's one of those scenes that like that's one of my highlights. I think that's what I like the most about chapter 4.
Okay.
But I also appreciate the amount of work you put into it. Because I think by the time you released chapter 4, we'd already met, right?
No, we met long before I started this
We
thing.
met before
Oh,
he even started
which
this
one?
thing.
Which one? Oh yeah, you're working on something else, and then you started
He was
Black
working
Panther.
on the other two, Neon Wave
Yeah.
and Black Fist.
Yeah, but I was just amazed that I just like I said, this man's work ethic,
Hey,
which
bruh,
which goes to
bruh,
show. Listen, kids,
bruh.
all my ADHD squads out there, I'm going to say the one thing that your parents most probably will never admit in public. Your parents, your teachers, your PE teacher, your priest, your coach, or whatever. Kids, you are not lazy. You're just uninspired.
Mm.
You've never been lazy because when you got something, you run with it so hard you will put the whole class to shame. You are just uninspired. You've never been lazy. Don't ever believe them ever again. Look at this man. He's your example. Thank you. Next chapter.
Yeah. When I'm not focused, oh my God, I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
But they done pissed me off
Anyway,
so bad. I
yeah, I
started
think
a whole.
I've mentioned this before to Buck a few times. That I like the colors, man, of this particular issue, especially the mountainous areas. The white, it's dawn. So there's a lot of lighting and all of that really works really well for me. And some of the action sequences, or rather, let me just say, some
Well, it
of
was more of
the
a training sequence.
yeah.
How did you guys feel about
Yeah,
the training sequence, actually?
I wanted to correct myself, but you beat me to it. The training
How dare you?
sequences. How dare thee!
Yeah. Bro,
Um,
never mind.
yeah, so it works really, really well. I think also gives you the issue itself gives you more perspective on moments where T'Challa is not really saying much and is just observing people around him. It sort of makes you understand that he just doesn't talk in jail for the sake of talking sometimes. You know what I mean? Like he knows when to keep quiet and when to observe, when to say the right thing, just like a wise king would. So yeah, man, and also there's a specific scene that kind of reminded me of the opening of Dragon Ball Z.
Now I remember what this scene. Now I remember what this also reminded me of. We were speaking about Samurai Jack.
Yeah.
But this one reminded me more. Who remembers the OG Jumanji?
Of course. The cartoon or the movies?
The
Yeah,
movie.
that's a good question because there's the cartoon on Nickelodeon that came out.
Yeah.
Wow, I was not even thinking about that.
Yeah, it's because there's an element about time travel that also includes a sense of loss. Because if he succeeds, something else is left behind. I won't go into spoilers, but it's something
Well,
important.
I was thinking Samurai Jack, but I hear you.
Yeah, but even in what you call it, in Jumanji, the time dilates. I don't mind spoiling Jumanji. It's been
Please don't do that.
What? I wasn't spoil Jumanji.
No,
After
don't
how many years?
Don't spoil it.
You're about to offend my soul.
It came
Don't
out in
spoil it.
1996.
No, you're offending my soul. No, Kutsu, not another one. Come on.
96.
Rob, how many
haven't
movies do I
watched
know
it.
that you don't know? I don't treat you like this.
That's SABC 2.
I don't treat you like this.
All right, but anyway, what's this? So yeah, and then how did you guys feel about the ending? Fun fact, I did get a bit of like criticism. I don't know if it's the word, because somebody was telling me that I resolved too many situations in just a conversation, And personally, as a writer, I hate it when characters need to drag something out if it can be resolved in a conversation.
Yeah, true that.
So,
What I maybe because I identify with your line of thoughts, like we live in a world that has so much nuanced types of conflict. We can't be milking the same. This problem could be solved if they just talk to each other trope anymore. It's gone beyond cliche. It should be dead. That's my mindset. I'm sorry. Maybe does anyone else have a different point of view? Maybe am I the minority?
Kishimoto was also trying to do that with Tokyo-jutsu. So,
but he did it after the fact.
Wait,
I'm
what
just
is
saying, I mean, at the end of the day, he was still trying to sell manga
Yeah.
every week. But
Yeah.
I think the whole point of it all was, guys, not everything has to be done through kicking and punching.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh no relationship drama could like relationships are dramatic enough on their own. Now you're gonna have a relationship drama where people are keeping secrets that shouldn't have been kept. Where even in the most objective point of view, they could have just talked to each other and this thing would have been sorted. But no, gonna keep this a secret so that we can build up some tension that's going to build up in some annoying climatic battle, climatic emotional reveal during the climatic battle at the end sequence. AKA looking at you, the marriage in the middle of a final battle, damn it, in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, like conflict resolution doesn't have to be a villain in itself, guys. Please.
Yeah, no, because like this guy was just saying that I resolved too many situations. Like, for example, the Storm situation. He said that Storm was too chill for what was going on. And in my mind, I'm just like, no, she's a superhero and she's been a part of this. She knows things happen. I don't know why she would hold it against the bruh for something he was not in control of. But anyway, yeah. I just wanted to know how you guys felt about the ending of issue 4.
I liked it. It had an emotional pull. And that's why I think I got that's why where the reference for Jumanji came through, because it was like, yeah, fixing this time issue comes at a cost from this other time issue, and you're gonna have to they're gonna have to re-meet the long way around, which is kind of bittersweet, you know what I mean? Especially if you look at the ending of Jumanji, where
Thank you very much.
And that ends with that person screaming no. Okay.
You just spoiled it for me. You know, I already read through the lines. Damn you, Tebello.
Wait, you read the script and you didn't watch the movie? Wow.
Guys, do you know how many movies I'm watching just so that the channel that we're busy with can just be afloat?
So are you telling me you're rewatching Jumanji?
No, I haven't watched. I watched the cartoon. I didn't watch the movie.
Oh, that doesn't spoil anything, sweetie. Oh, honey.
But anyway, yeah. So then I think
love that movie actually.
Then we're on to issue 5, right? Oh, I wanted to know what Kem and Rob thought of the ending of issue 4.
Yeah, look. Let me put it this way. I wasn't sure whether he was gonna.
It's not doing.
I didn't know if he was going through a dilemma at that point, because I wasn't sure whether he was gonna decide to go back and do
what he needs to do,
or whether he was gonna accept his current situation and just let it be.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't sure, because at the same time I was like, I kind of like the present situation. Like, do you really is it necessary to, you know what I mean? But at the same time I'm like, kind of there's something called canon at the same time, and if we need to go back to canon, it sort of makes sense if he goes against my wishes and does whatever he has to do. It's fine.
Yeah, I think the bigger question is, would you do what he chose to do as a person? If you're in that situation, would you do it?
This is more like a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. Because whether I do it or not, I'm gonna be haunted by the choice I make, regardless. I'm sorry. Like if I'm like, nah, the present is grand. I'm gonna be haunted by the situation that occurred prior. But if I say no, I have to do what I have to do, I'm gonna be haunted by Ishmara had I decided I want. So it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation.
Time paradoxes.
Yeah,
That's one of the
man.
hard part. This is why there's in Star Trek there's a time prime directive. What is this? A temporal time directive? I know, Tina. Rob, I'm sure you know about this, all right? There's a prime directive for the,
Prime directive, yes.
and then also one for the time travel. What is it called again? Is it temporal prime directive?
I think I know what you're talking about. I'm not sure about that one, man.
The one that Captain Janeway violates, like it's like it's a side
Star
piece.
Trek, they violate it all the time. It doesn't matter which one you watch. Time travel will be 10% of all episodes. It's actually ridiculous.
True.
Did you say they violate all the time?
Yeah.
I'm resisting the urge from saying it.
Anyway, yeah, Rob, what did you think about the ending of issue 4?
Well, it's kind of funny about what you said about that guy said, because it never even crossed my mind what he said. But now that you said it, I'm like, huh. Okay, chapter 4 carries a lot of weight. Like, in terms of, like, emotional baggage, it carries a lot of weight in terms of, like, depth of everything. So I could almost understand what they're saying, but at the same time, no, because I think it's all about perspective. I think if you think of the movie as, like, movie, but if you think of the story in a certain way, I could almost understand it, but logically, I would say his argument doesn't make sense because the main character is T'Challa, and we're following T'Challa specifically. And I think if you think of it that way, which is how I thought about it, the story flows actually kind of perfectly. There's no need for us to follow the kids too heavily. Like, I didn't even question the whole thing of like, would I stay, would I not? I feel like that didn't feel like the point, if that makes any sense. So for me, I actually thought, as you did it right now, I think it flows perfectly fine. Because I was actually asking myself, what would there be a way of like backloading some of the stuff that's in chapter 4? And no, there isn't. I actually think you did a great job because it's all the action and all the intensity, all the good pulp. And a lot of people don't know what pulp fiction means, but to me, this is great pulp, where all the intense actions and if all the character dynamics are defined by their actions in a way that's kind of done brilliantly. And then over here, you backload, and then at the end of this one, we kick off into the final chapter. This over here, it has the centerpiece, the what do we call it, Kutso? The midpoint, ne?
Midpoint,
it has the midpoint, and it has the dark heart of the soul. All of it are both in this one, and then it leaves 2 for the actual climax. It's something that me and Kuta talk about in filmmaking all the time. And one could argue it carries a lot of weight, but I actually think it carries it perfectly fine. I'm actually perfectly happy with this. I think it's fantastic. It flows beautifully. I enjoy this. There's definitely peaks of dialogue that I genuinely have fun with. Them having a picnic, playing soccer and hopscotch in 3 panels. That's a lot of weight to carry in 3 panels, but I still have fun with it. It makes me smile. I really enjoy it. I would definitely rate it highly. I would say of all the panels, I would say it's chapter 2, chapter 1, chapter 3, then chapter 4, but all top ranked.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And then I guess we're on to 5, which is technically the finale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is correct. It's like it's a good. I think chapter 4 is like the
Yeah, 6 is like the epilogue, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I mean,
For
that's how I designed it. So yeah.
Yeah, chapter 4 for me was like the heart of the episode of the story, where you get to the heart of the actual heart. And here we are just going. After this is just the dessert. Like you've eaten your cabbage, you've chopped it down. Because back then, I'm not gonna lie to you. One of the biggest issues with eating our vegetables is because not gonna lie, some people's cooking went up to scratch. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you first, mate. Aussie. You know, there was an Aussie we used to clean. I know cabbage. How I'm sorry.
I'm terrified right now.
What?
I'm terrified of whatever's happening.
No, because they used to say when I growing up, they used to say the only vegetable I used to eat was beetroot. And now thinking back, it's like, no, the cabbage you made was awful. I'm sorry. I can't stand it.
Mm,
To be
that's
fair,
funny.
cabbage is hard to get right. I mean,
Yeah.
good
That's
cabbage is an oxymoron.
that's why my biggest default is like, sweetie, if you can make potato salad, you can make coleslaw. Leave the cabbage away from the pot. Just put it there. I will eat it fine if it's raw. It's okay, but
Yeah,
don't
coleslaw is amazing.
Yeah.
I think it's
because
who hates coleslaw, if I remember correctly.
So how did I open this one again?
oh yeah.
With the dream. Dream, dream, dream.
Well, no. Oh, no. It was a flashback. There we go.
Ah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliyah had a left eye had a.
Okay, yeah. I don't know
Okay, I
any
see
about.
the game. I
don't.
see the game you're spitting. I see the game you're spitting.
Ah.
I won't put the glasses on. Don't worry. Yeah.
It's your birthday. Do whatever you want.
Okay then.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. But anyway.
Not gonna lie. The cover page for this is my second favorite.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this one.
I would say it is my actual favorite.
No, it's really hard for me to rate the covers
Oh.
like this.
You're
But
the
this
first
one
one to say.
really-
You're the first one to say this one is your favorite, Rob. Everybody usually picks the issue 2.
This one
cover.
really slaps for me. I think I gave you props on this one as well when I saw it. There's something about it that's unique and stands out. It's as if it's from an animated series, actually.
It's the dimensions, man. It's the fact that the hand is so far forward. It really feels forward.
But I think also the shading of it.
Yeah. And then, of course, Storm's classic pose, use of accessories, the angles are fantastic. So yeah.
And the fact that you see Storm's powers on here in the background, even though you see Kang's eyes in the back, it sort of gives you the illusion that it's clouds up there, even though it's his eyes.
Mm.
So there's something about it for me that really works better than others, even though they're all great, if that makes sense.
No, I won't lie. Some of them, well, 1 through 5, I did take my time to try and design the covers because I was using composition tricks and like trying to tell a story through the image, if you understand what I'm saying. Like issue 3's image, it's pretty obvious. Like if you look at the cover of what's going to be happening in the issue, it's not that ham-fisted, but as you see in the cover, it's Kang and he's, manipulating people with strings. But like, yeah, when I got to issue 6, I was just like, guys, I need to finish now. So,
but it still looks great.
Yeah, but I'm saying that, the idea wasn't as like this one had an idea. Like I had to iterate through this cover a couple of times to get here. But other ones, I was just like, I'm just gonna freestyle it now. So,
no, fair enough.
Like,
yeah. So, I remember this page. Basically, it was in response to somebody that was saying that why would the kids kind of be you'll see this. So the 2 characters I introduced, you'll see them, and it's like, why would these 2 characters be okay with T'Challa just like rocking up or whatever? And then basically this one page was to answer all of that stuff. That's how I remember.
Also, what I like is that your story is living. Because when somebody comes up with a suggestion, you find a way to actually answer those questions as part of the story. Because there's some people who become so rigid, like this is my story. How dare you try and make suggestions and try and change my goddamn story? You unsophisticated heathen. But you just went like, oh wait, don't worry, I'll explain it here. Which
No, I mean, for me, my writing, for one, I'm not precious with my art and my storytelling. I'm not.
we learned that today. We learned that today.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't treat it like it's this sacred religious thing where nobody can touch it. But at the same time, if you're making a suggestion and it doesn't fit, it doesn't fit, and I'm not going to try and fit it.
Right.
Hundreds. That's how it should be.
Yeah, but I mean, if you give me a suggestion and I can fit it, I'm not going to be like, oh, this is my story. Like anything that improves the product for me is better for me. So
Yep. Anyway, well, one of the highlights. Okay, we've got into the entrance of chapter 5,
mm,
and where you basically address this issue. It's hard, but what I like about it is that it still keeps the heart of what the heart strings from episode 4. It just continues ever so slightly into episode 5, and we see. Also, shout out to you portraying Bastard differently from the usual one we see on the X-Men panel. I'll just say that because I was like, when I saw Bast here, I was expecting, where's the gigantic cat that I know? Where?
nah, she shapeshifts.
It was one of my first moments. Like, okay. She is an Egyptian goddess. I would admit that it wouldn't be stuck at one point.
Mm.
Oh, is this cocktail hour, Mr. Bob?
It's Rob, no? Yeah, I
Hey,
knew
Bob,
it.
apparently.
What's the name of the drink?
Score.
Hey.
No alcohol this time.
Okay.
You know, Rob is the classiest of all of us. But
He
anyway,
is. But look at that. Look at the eyes. It's dreams. It speaks class. So
yeah. But I just wanted to know, how did you guys feel about the opening, Cam? The opening with this page.
I think I also gave you feedback on this as soon as I saw it the first time. The flashback for me, it's gonna feel like I'm a broken record. Let me put it like this: I like the landscaping of your universe. The fact that you are able to separate busy areas like cities and all of that, and get these characters to be in quiet places. These quiet places sort of add to the story as well, especially when the characters are emotional, or they're trying to find balance, or they're trying to have moments of reflection and deep thoughts. It goes with the landscape itself. So I really love how you executed everything, and I think also for the specific character that this flashback focuses on, because for the most part he's like the comedic relief, but in this instance he's more serious, so it adds a dynamic to the character, and also Storm's inclusion in the scene gives the scene more weight, So no, it's really well done for me. In my opinion, it's really, really well done.
Thank you very much.
Rob, I just don't want to
to
say too much, so I'm avoiding to say too much.
Guys,
but
the reason why we are tiptoeing around spoilers is because I believe in this story so much that I want you to go read it. The reason we are not upsetting it, we genuinely enjoyed it. We are not. You can attest. This is not a paid promotion.
no, it's not.
I wouldn't be able to afford you guys, but
yeah, that's why I was like, I really want people to come watch this. So I don't want to go into major spoilers because I want people to see that this thing is worth a 2-hour discussion, and worth them taking the time to read it. So go ahead, read it, scrutinize, maybe share your opinions. If you didn't like it, also write it down. We don't mind. Hey, hate watching is still a thing.
Somebody actually did come at me, which was funny.
There's one person who's immune to hate comments. It's Buckmeister. Twitter has trained him hard.
Hey, dog.
He has mastered the art of Twitter.
I've been forged in the fires.
Yeah.
But anyway, Rob, I wanted to know how you felt about the opening.
It's kind of funny, because I think I missed something, because again, I keep treating the second part as the opening, because I think the flashback, I read it like 3 times. It took me my 3rd read to finally understand what's happening here. So,
okay.
I kind of had a bit of a hard time with it. Trying to figure out what was going on because I'm like, oh, okay, so wait, who's he yelling at? Like, I don't know how to explain it to you. Like, I had to like really concentrate on the bubbles more than with the other chapters. In fact, I would say this is the only time I actually had to concentrate to understand fully what is happening. So I'm not saying it's bad at all. Artwork is great. Once I understood what was happening, the flow made sense. It just took me a second to like latch on to what was happening. But after that, it's just like confusion and then great stuff. So that's just a little patch that wasn't great for me. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, that's the problem with miniseries. Like what I realized from this process is when you're trying to fit story into six episodes and you're trying to cover every other character, sometimes you might lose people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it's kind of funny because you said you explained it to that you did it for that guy who didn't understand. I didn't need this. I was perfectly fine without it. That guy was on his own. I would have been fine without it.
Well, I mean, it wasn't one guy, but I just think like somebody was saying that these characters feel too happy-go-lucky, and especially they were talking about that character that we were talking about in that panel. So the reason why I wanted to nip it in the bud is because I wanted to show that Storm would have put her foot down if people were trying to say certain things for nothing.
Okay, no, fair enough.
Like, yeah, that was the idea. No, I mean, look, if you still needed to concentrate, as a writer, I could have maybe done some more fancier footwork. But the point of the scene is that like nobody was just going to say, oh, because I mean, basically the guy and there was another person. They were trying to kind of insinuate that T'Challa just abandoned people, and it's like that's not what happened.
Okay, no, I see that. No, that's messed up that they said that. Okay, no, I understand.
Oh, please.
Oh, they thought it was Goku. He's Goku.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They're trying to call T'Challa Goku.
Yeah, so, but I mean, again, I could have done maybe a bit of a fancier job, but at least you're telling me that you got the message eventually.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, I honest to God,
like, guys, if there's things you don't like, it's also fine to say. Like, I'm not. Oh my god, no.
No, I think no, we know you enough to tell you the truth, bro. Don't worry.
Plus, I'm the one who's saying that I liked it more without it. I'm actually saying the story flows better without it. Like I think the whole story is great. It's just that one part where it's like where you were clearly trying to explain yourself, where I kind of lost the flow a little bit. Whereas like perfection, yeah.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
There's that line I always thought about. Oh yeah, that is. People with if you want an ego the size of a small planet, it needs to be able to take your few meteors to the face.
Yeah.
Nobody has time for a fragile ego that's the size of a planet. If you have a fragile ego, keep it underneath the bed and out of everybody's way. It's fine. But
Yeah,
if
look,
it needs to be, if it has its own gravitational pull, it needs to take a few blows. That's all I
I
can
mean,
say.
it's easier said than done because I do understand we're all artists here. We all spend a lot of time and effort trying to do the right thing, considering all the options, trying to make sure that there's no what's this word that I'm thinking about? Tebello says the size of Kenya.
Plot holes the size
Plot
of Asia.
holes. We're trying to avoid plot holes, which we consider almost everything you can possibly think of. But art is it's subjective, whether we like it or not. That's something we can never control.
Yeah.
So when you are given feedback, don't see it as an attack. Nobody is malicious. Nobody's trying to hurt your feelings for no reason.
No, and also and also
unless there's a troll, but then you know
I mean, you can tell the difference. I can tell the difference anyway. And I'm like, for me, when people criticize my work, I'm like, I don't personally attach my personal well-being to my work. It's like, yeah, this is just something I made. After I've made it, it's out there, it's done. It's not here anymore. So if people tear it apart, it's like, okay, I'll listen to what makes sense here. And anything else I can throw out the window. I don't have to be like, oh my god, you don't like my story. No.
Yeah, there's a thing I like to use, like, okay, I feel like we should be playing that song Fragile by Tech 9. I feel like it would fit perfectly here. But for me, like, when it comes to that, actually, I always say, if they talk about me, okay, if they talk about my characters, then I did something good. they talk about me, then I need to improve myself. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because if they talk about your characters and they get mad, it means they were paying attention to the story and they were flowing with
Yes.
it. Whereas if they start talking about me, then that means they left the storyline and now looking at me as the writer, and that's
Yes.
to like work on. That's something I
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
The immersion broke.
Yeah. So then after that, yeah, we cut to Bast. I believe.
Yes, we cut to Bast in the dream. Shout out
Yeah.
shout out to the grass detail in this scene. I was like, wow. It's one of those things like, you know what, this is the jutsu I'd put in Orochimaru. You must teach me your jutsu. If I could. This is one of the grass looked so realistic. It was so well designed. I was like, wow, chef's kiss.
Yeah.
I just wanted to add to that. Because I know the work that goes behind the cameras to make these things look effective for people just to glance once over. And you're like, oh wow, you just looked at the picture and you moved on. Did you just
Yeah.
go back and
Now
look a little longer?
now that I draw, I pay attention
Yeah.
to every panel of everything that I read and watch.
Yeah, you get to appreciate.
Yeah,
Because
it's like that, bro.
I never gave a damn about background doing up until I started, and then I realized. Then I looked at the city where that panel from when pain is above Konoha is like also no pain, and like that thing must have taken a month. How did you do it in a week?
That's how it is.
Like,
Because
no.
remember, Masashi was inspired by Katsuhiro Otomo. And one thing Katsuhiro Otomo was good at when you read the Akira comic is the level of detail.
In the backgrounds, yo,
Yeah,
that
exactly.
city is breathing, bro.
Bro,
Yeah.
Neo Tokyo is something else. So it's like, yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, then we cut to the bedroom, right?
Yes.
Where
Yes.
with yeah, so
Man, with another goddess. Aren't you lucky?
And he actually
Something
plays
to
into that. He plays into that. Like he literally.
Like, I just got off the phone from one goddess. I'm chilling in bed with another.
Also, I just want to say kudos to the level of intimacy involved in this.
Yeah,
There's a
A
lot
hell,
of intimacy.
that's true.
you know, shout out to a healthy relationship between two persons of color in Marvel.
In media,
In media. Isn't this the one where I commented that? I think
Yeah.
I literally went out of the way to comment that because it's one of the things that every time, like, don't we not deserve a healthy, happy relationship? Why does it have to be us who have to run the weight of
You know what
that when
you know what I skipped over, and we can spoil this because it's not a big spoiler. I do want to know,
Yeah.
Tebello, how did you feel about Horatio and Taku? Because they're in issue 1. You get to see them. They're fighting the robots. The reason why I'm highlighting it is because these characters come from the 1980s, and they were gay then, and they haven't shown up since. So I was like, yeah, let me reference them again because they're actually fun characters. I wanted to know how you felt.
You know what I like? Okay, one of my biggest peeves whenever they add any LGBTQ anything is that they add a character for the sake of being LGBTQ. It just becomes one
is
of
that how
the
you guys pronounce it? LGBTQI+.
Guys, you people.
Because I've been saying QIA this whole time.
Yeah.
no. We are allowed to say it. It's like black people and the N word. So
We'll get cancelled. Never
Oh,
mind.
we'll get cancelled. So we should say QIA. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Plus,
yeah.
But yeah, I did want to know what you thought because they
No,
are like canon characters.
I like the addition. I like this, but I also respect the fact that this is a T'Challa story. You know what I mean? And what I like I said, we don't have a token. We don't have a token character that ticks the check-in box for quote unquote woke media, if there is such a thing. So I like that. I like they were part of the story there. Like there's a good nod to it. But I also like that it wasn't the center focus for the story. This is the T'Challa and Aurora story, and I was happy with that as well. So that's what I felt
I
like.
mean, they're
"Ooh,
gonna
yay."
show up again. They're gonna show up again
Yes.
in future stories because that guy Taku is T'Challa's childhood best friend.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's gonna show up again. But anyway, I just wanted to know. But
Yeah.
back to issue 5. Yeah, in terms of the intimacy, I'm a dude that likes relationships. So I know, ironic that I'm single. But yeah, I'm a dude that likes relationships. And I don't like it when I like fights to be natural. Like that's why you
Yeah.
see in issue 2 when T'Challa and Aurora are arguing, it makes sense. They're not
Yes.
just arguing because.
Because
And if you pay
because of
attention,
screen time.
yeah, and if you pay attention, I let Aurora win the argument, but through a logical manner, not just
Yes.
because.
Well, I mean, to be honest, throughout the entire issue run, I never got the impression that T'Challa was against most of the things that Storm was saying. I'm not saying he's a yes man, but I never really got the impression that he was willing to engage in robust debates with his wife. I just didn't get that feeling.
Well, yeah, I'm saying the debate needs to be necessary to be had in my mind. I'm not just going to make two characters argue for the sake of arguing.
Yeah.
You never listen to me. Walks storms of into a storm of Okama. Exude character. Enter other character. Women. Am I right?
Yeah.
Sorry, Rob, were you saying something?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then, yeah. So I was saying, yeah, I liked writing that, and then I also needed to reference what I thought should have happened after a major catastrophic storyline in Avengers versus X-Men. So
Trophy.
yeah, it was
How you
bad.
call it? You called it horrible. Please refer to the horrible Avengers versus X-Men.
Hey, people know I hate that storyline, but anyway, yeah. So moving on from here, then I believe it's yeah, then it's the war room with the family,
Mm-hmm.
right?
It's the. Let me.
I'm not looking at it now, so I'm trying to
Is
remember.
it?
Little gift. He was given a little something, something, and a little something, something.
Yeah.
Then
Yes.
yeah, there's a conversation at the war room.
Yes.
I like the vest design, the collar neck. What is that? That like mini jersey that she's wearing. What do you call that?
Yes, Americans
Like
call it what?
jacket.
Turtlenecks. The
Mhm.
turtlenecks.
Yeah. I mean, you'll see the character that they're referring to. You'll see who they're referring to. But yeah, and then after that, that's when I go into the plan. So I kind of wanted to do this. I know I talked trash a little bit about the movie, but like the way the Ant-Man did the recap thing, and also like the way like characters would explain things that are happening on screen, but the plan would be happening in real time.
Yeah.
That was kind of the inspiration for this, because I was like, I
Which is
don't want to go into big exposition and then have the plan happen. And that's always, I think, like somebody said it, a screenwriter said it's like you want your audience to like fill in the gaps,
Yes.
or you want your audience to be able to like follow the story and like be an active participant
Yeah.
versus just word vomit in their mouth,
at the
in
same
their
time
face. So
also trusting the media intelligence of your audience. I think many times people think that I don't know if the media, all the media providers are actually assuming that we're all stupid now.
It's a very tricky situation because with this whole situation, because you have to remember something with TV. If you actually think about it, it's actually the softest form of media when it comes to participation. Because obviously, gaming is the highest level. You have to press buttons for the story to continue, and with a book, you have to actively read and turn the page. Whereas with the movie, you have to sit there and exist, and it gets injected into your eyeballs. So there's this like level of participation that is kind of that you have to work on, and that's why I think detective stories always blow up, because the detective story you have to put in the work, and so like to be able as a writer to be able to inject that participation is what makes things is a power. That's why Jackie Chan and Charlie Chaplin were so powerful in comedy, because what they would do is they would create a situation where you would have to fill in the gap as to make the joke sometimes.
They didn't insult your intelligence.
Exactly. Yeah, and so when people consider slapstick is actually more participatory and genius than people even realize.
100%.
Yeah.
So I'm just digging into what you were talking about there.
I think it's also why some of these sitcoms that don't have laugh tracks were also successful at one point, from your Arrested Development to Modern Family.
Because they've been giving out hearts and balloons and
Yeah.
Anyway,
But I mean, I do want to know how you guys felt about like the whole sequence.
Oh, I thought I was gonna finish my thought.
Yeah, go ahead.
My bad. Sorry, finish your thought. That's my bad.
Yeah.
That's my bad.
Like, no, you don't.
Silence.
No, but I mean, either way, I'm just echoing what Rob is saying. But ultimately, those shows, they didn't depend on any laugh track to make you get the joke. If you didn't get the joke, if it went over your head, that's on you. Like, we're not gonna spoon feed you here. If you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, you don't get it. But if you rewatch it and you're a bit older, you might laugh at jokes that you were not laughing at before. I think that's the whole point of such things.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I do want to know what you guys thought about the snow sequence. And like, was the plan confusing, or did you get it?
I got it because I was watching the plane live. So I think that's one of the benefits you have when the plane is being executed in front of it's being strategized.
The visuals helped.
The visuals helped explain the plan. So that's what I liked about it. It's not so much spoon feeding, but it's as close to spoon feeding as you can get. It's like, that's exactly what they're talking about.
I think moments like these, they help because I remember even in The Matrix Reloaded, when they're explaining their plan, they show you the plan as they're explaining it.
And what I like and also what went wrong during that plan.
Exactly. So usually, sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when I read books or comics or whatever, when they're talking about the plan and they don't give you a bit of visuals to it, even if it's someone using puppets or whatever, or sketches like Rukia, if they don't do stuff like that, sometimes I tend to get lost and be like, you know what, I'll figure it out when I actually see the plan turn out. Maybe I'll figure out what the hell they're talking about. But for me, I feel like when you use visuals in the plan, it sort of actually aids you to actually understand what the hell the other person is talking about. Because sometimes maybe the way the plan is being explained it's maybe too complex for you to understand, or they're using words that you don't understand. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, look, T'Challa is a character that's much smarter than me. So as a writer, I was like, I gotta figure out how to make this still look smart, but make it make sense.
So.
But I also like that T'Challa would be smart enough to explain it to children in a way that we would also understand. So it's not necessarily that T'Challa loses his intelligence by explaining it to children. Is that by explaining to children, he's also explaining it to us in a way that we'd understand. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, I remember when I was reading some Fantastic Four plus X-Men sort of comic book crossovers, and let's say that Reed would have some X-Men members with him, and he would start talking about his plans, and he would just be like, you know what, guys, it's fine. I'm not gonna go through all the details because I promise you, like, I'm gonna lose you even further. Because people were like, So he was like, okay. So he went on that. You see that red lever type of thing, in order to make it easier for people. Yeah, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I don't know whether it frustrates writers who are actually smart to dumb it down or not, but yeah, it works here. It really works here, especially when the kids also comment on the plan and say stuff like, "Oh, so that means that I'm actually this character, but just an African version of them." Oh, okay. Okay.
Robo?
Okay. I actually think this one may have done better than the actual picnic and all that stuff altogether, because this killed a lot of birds with one stone. Like this was probably one of your most creative moments. Like legitimately, you did a lot here with like one set of panels, and I thought fantastic stuff. I enjoy the individual fight scenes. I enjoy the fact that you just instead of them sitting down to explain the plan, you do the plan and you explain the plan at the same time. I think that's perfect. Because anything else would be wasting time, and we just sit there with dialogue text. I think you did a fantastic job. I enjoy the individual powers. I I genuinely had fun with this. I enjoy the fact that the different color dialogue kind of reflects who's talking, and you kind of
Yes.
tone to each of them. You do get a
Yes.
tone, so you can almost understand who is talking because you have built something up before to like make the dialogue flow well enough that I can tell who's okay, who's what and where. Um, Again, some of these moves are crazy. The Quicksilver thing was genuinely fantastic. I only have one complaint, one just disappointing complaint, and it's when they all captured. Why are the guys the caked up ones? And then
What's with you, bro?
cheeks, and all the ladies are just. I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, no, this is genuinely. I really had fun with it, and it gets things done quick, and we move on to the next scene. I
Yeah.
love it.
It definitely, like Rob was saying, with a few birds with one stone. From a pacing point of view, it helps because if you're showing people talking the plan out, you still have to draw these events occurring, right?
Mm.
But if you actually have the events occur
Oh, you
while the
could
plan
get
is being explained, the pacing is better.
Yeah.
no, you could also go the cop out method of him explaining the plan and then comes to the end of the plan being executed. Well done, guys. Everything went on perfectly.
Yeah,
Everybody's
exactly. Yeah,
unconscious.
but some
Yeah.
people will call that lazy, though. You know what I
I
mean?
think
Some
Because
Invaders made a joke about that once, right? Where it's like they're
yeah,
like gonna go do something and they just come back with a bunch of stuff. It's like it's so strange we had to fight that demon, and it's like, what are you talking about?
I think Rob and I have spoken about this with Ocean's 12, where we're like, why didn't you guys just show us the entire thing that you guys saw? Like this whole reveal at the end of Ocean's 12
Hmm.
was sort of like a letdown because there's so much that happened off screen that we
Yeah.
didn't even see.
Hmm.
You
I'm
know.
also gonna talk about how they make fun of that in I think it was Invincible season 2,
Mhm.
where the artist was like, "No, we cut out the animations.
Oh, to save
The way
panels.
we
Oh
take
yeah. I think they
but
even do that in the
notice
comic.
Save money
Yeah.
on lip animations. Yeah, I
I'm
like.
actually looking at some of those tricks because I'm like, I gotta figure out how to use some of that stuff because But anyway,
Just watch one of the better cartoons, my brother. You'll
Oh,
figure
what's
everything
Dragon Ball?
out.
Dragon Ball Z is the best place.
Scooby Doo, bro.
so yeah, after that, then we cut to this interrogation scene, I believe, right?
Exorcism scene. Yeah.
yes.
Ah.
You saw the words right out of my mouth. This was an Ultron and to the Tony Stark moment. um,
Yeah, so how did you guys feel about this sequence?
Yeah, it helped because there was no way. I don't think there was any way, possible way that the character was gonna believe, other characters about whatever they're speaking about in such a small space of time. So this was necessary. And at the same time, there was a whole twist. I'm like, Evan. So Mfethu is no longer a member of the community, or like, and then what happened here, my man? Like, didn't see saying, but anyway, yeah, it sort of.
So this is a reference to 1979. Is it 1979 or 1971?
It's
In the 19
1979. Sorry, there's a
so
song
in
in my head. There's a song in my head. Sorry.
so in the 1970s, when Jack Kirby did his solo run of Black Panther after introducing him in Fantastic Four, he gave Black Panther the ability to like read minds and also to be able to, all of that stuff. He was an esper basically. So, and that's why T'Challa in the comic books is impervious to mind control. Like, not even somebody like Professor X or what's her name? The blonde lady. Why am I forgetting it?
Emma
Emma
Frost.
Frost.
The
Yeah.
White Queen.
Yeah, there's actually a panel in the comic books where in a particular comic book run, it's called Original Sin, I believe. You'll correct me in the comment section down below. But in Original Sin, this chick tries, Emma Frost tries to read T'Challa's mind, and she finds out it's like a bear trap, and it basically knocks her out.
You remember yesterday we were talking about Civil War, and you mentioned a deleted scene, and I was like, they should have kept it because I think you and I probably are the ones that usually talk about that deleted scene, because in that deleted scene, Black Widow was trying to manipulate T'Challa,
Yeah.
like how she normally manipulates a lot of people, and T'Challa was just like, how long are you gonna keep doing this? Because this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
What about
No,
the
so
other
he-
guy? Can he do it? Can he beat T'Challa? What's his name? Jessica Jones. Because I know he had his own thing.
Oh, Kilgrave. No,
Yeah,
it won't work.
Kilgrave.
No, Kilgrave. It won't work.
I thought that was only Kingpin. Okay.
Yeah. No. T'Challa's broken mind control and all of that stuff a long time ago. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's basically where they comes in. And then I tried to. I don't know if you guys understood that like splash panel I did, where I was trying to tell a story within one panel, type of thing.
You're gonna have to give me a second to see what you're talking about.
I also don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I'm saying after you go into
Oh, you're talking about
Yeah.
like a flashback moment
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, technically.
where all the pieces come together. No, that was cool, man. It kind of reminds me of one of my favorite manga of all time. You guys know, even though you guys are not as much of a fan as I am, Death Note. When Light touches a piece of paper in the helicopter when it was with L, where he touched the piece of the Death Note and then recovered his memories. And what Takeshi Obata did is like he basically summarized the events of the series so far with him just like, you know, like having that aha moment of, oh, flip. So I'm Kira. You know, so it sort of reminded me of that moment.
I was thinking about that scene from for those who've read we've all read Naruto. There's that moment where Sasuke has to make a decision whether he helps the leaf or destroy it.
Mm.
And this is
Oh, okay.
exactly the image because he sees all these flashbacks in different images, even up to Itachi telling him that he'll always love him he'll always love him no matter what he does. And all that, like that scene, you just see that all those scenes appear while he's in the message of him. That's the image that came to mind when I saw this panel. So yeah.
So I did get a feedback where somebody said I should have spent more time here, but I don't think I needed to. Like I did, the story needed to.
That's a nitpick, honest to God. Nitpicks sometimes are
Would have impacted your
sometimes
pacing.
yeah. It falls into the realm of unrealistic for the time frame for the story that needs to be communicated. That's a nitpick for me. So I think that's a nitpick. You communicated what you needed to effectively, and I think that's a default thought many people should come when it comes to reading material or enjoying this type of thing. Did it communicate what it needed to do so effectively or not? If you got what the message was, then what's the big deal? That's my opinion.
Yeah. And then basically we actually cut to like the actual finale.
You know, I just want to say something quickly before we go to the finale. I think the people that are commenting, like I've been meaning to say this a bit earlier, but I feel like this is the best time to say it. I think people didn't expect this to be a 6-issue run. They probably expected this to be a lot longer because the things they're complaining about are things that probably could have occurred if this was like a, I don't know, 30-issue thing or something. But that's what I think. Or 12-issue thing instead of 6. Because then we would have more time to maybe expand more on these.
I feel like that's not the point sometimes. I feel like it's a writing skill to get stuff done in less time as well. It's its own skill. It's kind of funny, like Tebello was saying that you want like more things explained. I actually sometimes I want less things explained. So I sometimes think to myself, it's sometimes better to do something in 6 than, or rather, should I say 5.5 than thingamajiggy. I would actually prefer. Again, one of my favorite movies of all time is The Little Mermaid. 80. What's it? 80 what minutes again? 80 minutes, I believe.
80 something minutes, yeah.
Yeah. I sometimes, for those people who want longer stuff, I say sometimes longer is not always better, man.
100%.
Unless it's
Said
Lord
no
of the
woman
Rings,
ever.
don't bother.
Said no woman ever. But anyway,
Oh, dude, what the hell?
someone had
Okay,
to say
for those watching now, clearly Rob is in what we refer to as Zerg heat. So,
all right.
somebody needs to contact the Queen of Blade Stat to satisfy this drone's issues, because clearly.
Oh God.
But anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So then we get to the finale, I believe. So how did you guys feel about the finale? Because I tried to put in. I'm remembering now. I tried to put in some like key visual information that kind of made the plan, because he had basically a 2-step program going on. So I wonder if that made sense.
I was a little bit confused.
The 2-step program, are you talking about where he's doing things, he's giving himself a bit more time, the weeks thing?
The power dampener thing, right? Talking about that.
Well, there's that, and then there's also the other thing where how they get into the palace, because there is a problem of getting inside.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is in the hands?
The idea was, I mean, I can't draw it as well as I should be able to draw it, but the idea was that they're supposed to be like little tiny robot things, and they carry like what they call shadow markers. And like a shadow marker is a place where if this thing is like planted on this thing, it can create a portal. So that's the idea.
Okay,
okay. Yeah, I also was trying to figure out what the point was with those things in there.
So to simplify, it's Minato's hand seal thing. It's Minato's marker.
Flying right in Wakanda style.
Yes, basically. Boop.
Okay, so
like boom tube technology pieces type thing.
Okay.
So if you remember in chapter 2, when Storm and T'Challa are in space and they ram the ship into the thing.
Yes.
That's the technology, basically.
Yes. Okay. All right. No, I can understand now.
Yeah, but if I had to explain it, it means I needed to communicate it more effectively. Okay.
What you call it? Something for later.
Yeah. No, I mean it's good. I need to know now so that I can get better at it later. But yeah. So yeah, then this is the finale. There was a Samurai Jack reference in here. I believe there's 2.
It's Samurai Jack, and it's a mix of Samurai Jack and Star Wars, because these are legit lightsabers I'm seeing here. I will not hear any objections.
They're Zack Snyder sabers. They're Rebel Moon slave sabers.
Yes.
No, I'm joking.
The movie we shall not talk about. We always.
But how do you guys feel about
the
the fight sequence?
Kutso?
No. Yeah. Okay.
I like.
All right.
Let's talk good.
Okay.
I like the Abambe. I like that.
Look, it was quick. For me, it felt quick. Let me put it that way. It felt like, my nigga, we're coming here, we're gonna do it, we're not gonna play around, there's no need for us to talk. I'm getting the job done. There's no fight, like hectic fight sequences that are happening here. My point is to get things done here. But at the same time, you can tell that Kang is always ready he's ready to square up anytime. So he sort of gave him a hard time, but it felt quick. So it was not bad at all. Well executed, like the action sequences for sure. Yeah, that's pretty much it from my side. I hope I covered everything.
Okay. What I'd like to say, okay, there's something I want to add, but I don't want to go into spoilers. But there is this panel.
A channel, all right?
Let's hear it.
It's a panel, not a channel. There's a
Oh, a panel.
panel where Buckmeister went there, which I did not expect. I was like, oh, this is based on comment. I did not expect to see that level of what's the word? Violence, yeah. That level of violence that happened. I was like, oh, damn.
Mhm.
It did take a turn, yes.
And I was surprised.
Well, I mean, he
Pleasantly
does,
surprised, but I was like,
but I
oh,
mean,
satisfied.
T'Challa does like express that sentiment though. Like a lot of people actually told me about that, and I'm like, so you guys don't really know this, bro.
I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, okay, I've defeated him. I was expecting, a certain other form of taking care of business, but not. He's okay. I
I'm
know
not
how to
black,
say
I'm
this.
OJ.
Okay, how do I say this without spoilers? Oh no, but you did. No, but oh no, you didn't. You put it up in the group. You didn't put up. You didn't put up the thing on your TikTok.
Well, anyway,
Hmm.
people can.
He pulled a Mace Windu there.
Okay, on Django, a Mace Windu on Django Fett.
Yeah, they don't need to know on who, but they just know he pulled a Mace Windu. That's all I can say.
All
And I was
right.
like, damn. Rob, are you still there?
What? Hmm?
Oh no, I was
It's
just
like
yeah.
going over again.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah, I think that's the thing that people don't understand. Like, even though we're still talking about this,
Yeah.
we're sort of like checking the comic as
Yeah,
we
I'm trying to
Mm.
see what I
discuss.
missed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Definitely brutal finish. Definitely. Them kicking each other. I'm assuming those were robots that they were kicking the heads off of. Yes. You can see the spark stuff. I think I enjoy the final fight. To me it felt like very what's his name? That Batman Adam Jensen. Pow! 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 I
Ah,
actually had fun with that. That made me smile. And of
Batman
course,
Adam Jensen.
Adam West.
his name is Adam West. There we go.
Oh,
I thought that was one of the best uppercuts I've seen in a while. I thought,
dude, that for me felt like Street Fighter
yeah, just
Street Fighter 3.
This man was
Street
beating
Fighter
up
3.
Mercedes Benz.
Wakanda Ryuken.
And specifically Ryu. His Shimpu no, not the Shimpu Hadouken. The Show you
Shoryuken.
Sorry?
Metsu Shoryuken or
Yeah.
Shin Shoryuken. You can
Yes,
pick
that
one.
one.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed the finish. I like the fact that the tube is in the background, even though there's no real reference to it, because I guess Kang dies immediately and quietly.
Ah, why are you spoiling
Oh, sorry, my bad. But anyway, I enjoy the tube. Oh yeah, because everyone thought when we were talking about violence, they thought we were gonna leave with them holding hands.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a friendality. My bad.
Friendship.
it? You see why he would be Banner in the Avengers? Because Mark Ruffalo used to spoil things all the time.
Not okay. Wait. The worst one was when he was literally playing. He kept the live on his phone while putting it in his
Like the
pocket.
first 15
Okay,
the first,
but yeah,
the first 15 minutes
let's
of
keep it going.
Ragnarok.
Let's keep it
Yeah.
going.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I enjoy everything about this. I enjoy the moments. It came together quite nicely. At first, I was a little bit confused about what he meant by the dialogue, but then I'm like, oh, okay, I get it now.
Okay.
But just a little small thing about when he checks the afterwards, and I was like, oh, that's okay, because then it gets explained in the next episode, and I was like, okay, I see. Because yeah, but anyway, I enjoy that. I really had fun with this. I actually thought this was a better goodbye than the actual Samurai Jack, actually, for the final season. I really had fun.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm happy. Yeah. That's all I got.
Nice, thanks. And then now we're in the epilogue, basically, so we can wrap this up while people are still awake. Thank you guys for going so long. I didn't expect us to go this long.
We still have to ask the important question. This is still a Geek Spot. This is one of the longest Geek Spot episodes we've ever done.
Oh, good.
Ever.
What's the question?
Sorry, what are we doing?
No, I was just like, let's wrap this up while people are still awake. I want to say thank you guys for going this long because I didn't expect this thing to go this long. But yeah, thanks so much. Yeah. Yeah. So I guess now we're in the epilogue, and yeah, a lot of people felt. I got a few responses about this opening, but I do want to know what you guys thought. I do want to know what you guys thought.
Mm-hmm. I loved it. I loved it. I love that even though this is where you see T'Challa how smart he is because he figured out what the motive, the actual motive was, which is an important piece of information that people will just overlook. You know, you are so used to the bad guy. The bad guy's dead. The end. And we don't get to understand. You see, this is how you put heart into a bad guy. I think that's what I want to say. Unlike having to make an entire new show, we have to make the bad guy relatable. Like,
Penguin.
Not Penguin. The one that annoyed me the most was Maleficent.
Oh.
I don't need to know why Maleficent is doing what she's doing. We could have done that. You could have added that at the epilogue, and you could have understood their motives at the end. It wouldn't have taken away just how terrifying evil this character was, and we'd have landed in the end of the story. But no, we have to make an entire movie. So suddenly we feel sorry for this woman who originally had a beef with a baby.
$1 billion in revenue is the answer to your question there.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah. So I know. Well, the opening specifically because basically, yeah. Okay, this one I had to reference Samurai Jack because I was like, I don't know how I'm going to draw a time stream. Long ago in a distant land. Here we go.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also similar in. You also did something similar in issue 2. Time stream wise.
Yeah. So.
I think it's fine. It's not like they patented the time stream look. Yeah, anybody can. It's like there's a superhero with a cape. No, you can't do that because Superman already. No, fam. This is me turning into Fuhad or James. Fam, no.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, I remember how I opened this. There's a bit of a dialogue. How did you guys feel about that dialogue bit? Because, yeah, basically that's where I kind of explained the fallout of what happened.
Are we talking about at the dinner table or right at the start?
No. I'm talking about right at the start because, that's where I started. Well, it was always my plan to do that, but I just wanted to know, like, that's where it was covering a lot of the fallout because... Like, I had to establish the reason why T'Challa had to go back, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, yes. I mean, yeah.
Which is very important because it's one of the things, you see, you didn't have 200 or whatever episodes they have in Samurai Jack to show the effects of what happened when Jack got thrown into the future. So we needed to have time to show that things were bad. Things got really bad.
Are you referring to Bust, like when she was explaining to T'Challa?
Yeah.
No, that was necessary because, guys, it's not like nothing was happening while T'Challa was not around. You know, things were still going on.
Over, so we knew what happened.
Yes.
So I mean,
we knew what happened.
We also got a flashback already that explained what happened as well when we see whatchamacallit dying and then his kid being taken. And then we also got a shot of all the heads floating around in the Kang situation. So I'm not going to say the scene is unnecessary, but we did get clear signs of what happened. And it was explained too that some of the top people were brainwashed. But I still think it's a good scene, don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, I won't say it's completely necessary, but it's still a good scene. I enjoy that it's there. But
personally, I think it's necessary because it connects certain dots. Instead of you trying to like have your own headcanon thing happening. They actually tell you exactly what happened. So I think personally, I think it was necessary because
Well, I think the other thing is I was also going to be battling X-Men fans because somebody was going to be like, "Oh, why did she just leave? Why did Storm just leave wherever she was?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, if they did that to her, she was not
yeah,
going to hang around."
yeah,
So yeah, so it was just plugging some holes. I mean, like the majority of this is like, plugging some holes and just explaining
Yeah.
some motivations.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. And then, finally we get back, and then Kang has his little. I think Kang has another monologue.
Yeah, he's at his the height of his hubris was at this moment. Even Aku wasn't that
that-
self-indulgent.
He was embracing his freezer.
You know?
I actually wanted to ask that question a while back. And I know Buckmeister would easily say no, but would Frieza and Kang get along?
No, they would. I think they would.
Freezer
they
doesn't
wouldn't.
share power.
That's the problem. That's exactly why I think it
Okay,
wouldn't.
Cooler and Kang.
Cool is not canon.
I know it's not canon, but it's still a character.
Cooler and the Kang. Maybe. I don't know.
Might be.
Yeah, maybe.
But
But
if there's
yeah.
one thing they tried to portray Cooler is he had a more prophetic view of the universe over Frieza.
Yeah, but anyway, then I think we yeah, so how did you guys feel about this monologue scene?
Again, it was prime freezer. I enjoyed it. It was perfectly great.
I like the drawing angles that you put here. It was beautiful. The hand selection.
Yeah, the only
was actually
thing that
quite
was
nice.
missing here was actually music, because
Yeah.
clearly this guy was on his narcissistic era. Like he was like, niggas, y'all have no idea. You know, I am born. King Kong ain't got none on me.
All I just like about this, or rather, okay, yeah. Can we talk about what happened next? Because it's one of my favorite.
Well, we can't
things.
spoil it, but yeah, you can say how you felt about it.
All I can say is a good. All I can say is every good gamer has mentioned, every good strategist has mentioned, always double tap. Always double tap. That's all I can say. It's even part of the well, is it Bushido? No, it's Tuna Kenjutsu training. Zanshin.
Just in case.
Zanshin is always be at your card, even when they're dead.
Just in case.
The art of following through. So that's
Oh,
what I
you're
was
talking
like,
about T'Challa specifically. Now I
yeah,
remember.
yeah, like, no, they make trust but verify.
No, he went to the school of Kakashi Sensei. I had to take him to the school of Kakashi Sensei for a little
Look,
bit.
any writer, any manga artist, any graphic designer will tell you that you check, triple check, you check, you double check, and you triple check. Proofreading.
And then send it to someone else to read it.
To read and
double that.
proofread, and yeah.
Because there's something your mind will always automatically fill in words that went there. Looking at me, my dyslexic ass. So
by the time your product is out, if you don't feel indifferent when it's out, then you didn't do what you were supposed to do.
Yeah. By the time it's out there, you must be tired of it.
Whoa, did it stop recording?
No, it's still recording.
Oh, okay.
Remember, after 3 hours, it.
Oh, resets. Okay, cool. I did not know that. Whoops. Anyway, so then, Rob, how did you feel about the quote unquote surprise? Even though it wasn't a surprise because you knew it was coming, but
But the death, or well, the round two. What do you mean?
Yeah, basically the round two.
I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was very I mean, you did it before actually. What you call it? Freezer, the Freezer movie.
Resurrection F.
Resurrection F.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. When Wiz and then Goku finally stops playing around, playing with his food, and just knocks it out the park. I thought it was. I genuinely thought the fact that he blew right into it was fantastic. What happened to Tube Girl, by the way?
Who knows? Who cares?
Wow.
Well, according to the time logic, the way that it works here, one of two things happened. Either in either timeline, she's still in the tube, so they're gonna just have to decide what's gonna go on with her. But in the timeline of now, she's still with Kang's people or whatever the case is, so they'll have to figure out the plan for her.
Okay, I thought you were gonna say that. You know what? Just to prove he can, he just kind of fixed it. Because I feel like
Hi.
Who did
I
that?
killed your boy. I killed your boyfriend, but at least you're alive now. So bye.
he died for your solution. Yeah.
Yes.
But no, I genuinely thought the fact that we didn't have to waste time on another fight was great. The gruesomeness of it, and then of course, like Tebello said, the double tap, outstanding. So many jokes about that. Never mind. But anyway, thought that was great. I also enjoyed the way I feel like T'Challa's art in the final thing is probably the best. I feel like I never complimented you enough on the little the panel before I Am Ready. Genuinely fantastic. Like it meant so much. It did so much. The little when he's upset. Fantastic panel. I cannot explain enough how much I love that shot.
I don't know how this video is gonna work without us sharing what we're talking about, but okay.
Yeah. Genuinely great.
I'll put it up. Editing develop might concede and not kill me for that, but I'll just put it up if I remember.
Good luck, buddy. This is 3 hours worth of editing you're gonna have to do.
But yeah, otherwise everyone smiling together. Harambe. Yelling Harambe together was great. And then, yeah, we'll cut to the other one afterwards. But yeah, I genuinely enjoyed it. I enjoyed the art. I enjoyed the flow. Outside of
Monami. I mean, even the comments that the X-Men make. If you know those who played the games know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So yeah, I even like the fact that the X-Men were a bit more jovial
Involved.
at that point as well.
Yeah, no,
And you can tell that
because Marvel loves to write people next to the X-Men like everybody is out of character. Like sometimes niggas will show up and they be like, "That is not who you were in the last Avengers comic. What is happening?" But anyway,
right.
yeah, and then we get into basically like the final scene, like the epilogue. Shout out to all you anime fans. There's a panel specifically there for you, or a page rather specifically there for you.
For anime fans.
Yeah. If you look at that page where I was basically describing shadow physics or one of the applications of it.
Oh, okay, chibi.
Yeah.
Respect.
I think for manga fans, the little translator's note is the perfect thing right there.
It's
That's for manga fans.
Yeah, that's usually manga related.
Yeah.
Yeah, but how did you guys feel about the explanation of Kang's motivation? I mean, we don't have to go through the whole sequence, but I mean, that's basically the sequence.
Yeah.
It actually reminded me of Earth's Mightiest Heroes, funny enough. I was like, oh, flip. This actually makes sense.
Yeah, I thought it was great. I mean, the second I saw the tube, I was like, okay, Mr. Freeze. Okay.
Yeah, because this is Nora. This is Nora of the Marvel Universe. Nora, my love.
So I immediately understood. But at the same time, you know what? It's them talking. So I thought it was fantastic. I enjoyed the fact that she's like, is that the whole story? Because it doesn't feel like the whole story. And they carry on. I thought that was actually kind of great.
Is there something more to the story, Buckmeister?
Well, I mean, I have to get to the other chapters, but
Or was Storm just overestimating whatever?
well, I mean, if you look at the dialogue, he leaves out very important things.
Yeah. And let's not forget, this man came back freaking out. So I'm like, well, like hugging people harder than it made sense because he'd only been gone for like 20 seconds. So you know what I mean? And then
I mean, and also shout out to him because when he came back, he didn't throw up. I don't know if he kept it in.
imagine getting hugged and then they vomit on your back.
Why did that image have to come into my head?
Like, okay, I have to kill Kang first before I do this. You know?
He was focused, Chief. He didn't have time. The body was in alignment.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, how did you guys feel about the back and forth here?
No, it works. It works, to be honest. I got the impression that Storm is T'Challa's best friend in this 6-issue arc. Yes, you have mentioned that he has a best friend already. I do know there is a character that I always talk about with you. I keep forgetting his name, but he was played by Daniel Kaluuya in the movie.
Kaluuya. Yeah.
Kaluuya in the movie. I don't think we actually got him in the comic that much.
No, I mean, he shows up via dialogue. You don't get to see a
Yes.
picture of it.
But yeah, man, it was great. For me, it's great back and forth. Whether we're seeing a different version of her or another version of her, it just works. The chemistry is just undeniable. And she's not dumb, so it's not like he had to explain everything to her. She understood some of the things that he was talking about, so it made it easier for him to explain what the hell was going on. Yeah, so it works. It worked for how it came out. It came out really nicely. I mean, I've been complimenting you about your writing forever, bro. So I don't know how
It's
else
his birthday. Keep stroking his ego. Come on, guys. It's easy.
I don't know how else to put it, but yeah. I mean, I have 2 people here that are helping me write my stuff, so that should tell you already that I believe in their stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's me, guys.
Okay, my thoughts in quick succession. I like the explanation about Kang. My favorite line, which I won't mind spoiling ish, because it doesn't explain much, but it does. It's a good quote. Like a madman is still a man. It's still a very good. Those are bars. I'm sorry. So that part still is still like So yeah, I think what Mr. Extrodin said summarized it quite well. It's like it explains everything. I loved the storytelling. I love the conclusion as well. I'm not gonna spoil the conclusion. It had me going like, oh, you know, oh, that emoji. Oh, yeah, that's the ending. And for me, like I said, one who does not deal in romance, what is this thing? Love, such a feeling stuff. Conclusion.
Yeah, but also, I mean, T'Challa tried to say something to Bast earlier on.
Yes.
And Bast was clearly like, nigga, please. You know, she didn't say that, but she was like, nigga, please.
Like,
why are you acting like I don't know? You know what I mean? Because he was trying to explain, like, no, Maskawara. I mean, this thing, you know, we cannot, you know. She's like, nigga.
Do I look?
Please.
Am I dumb? Was I born yesterday?
Am I Vin Diesel? No, I'm
You know?
not. Relax.
Okay.
All right, cool. Rob, so you got the last word on this, and then we can ask the last question and get out of here.
Yes.
Okay, well, I will say that the back and forth, I like what Kutu said about the whole, they seem like actual friends, which is something I always take very seriously. Like, why do they like each other kind of thing. I like the final decision that he makes, or rather she makes, up to you how you picture it. I actually think it was very clever. I like the idea of, oh, by the way, this might lead to a new problem, but at the same time, with everything he's seen, with his wisdom right now, and ironically the audience wisdom right now, his choice makes perfect sense. Whereas for her, it probably doesn't, but she's still like, yeah, I'm not say. I actually Like the more I look at it, the more I go over it again and again and again, rereading it right now, and I'm like, you know what? That's my favorite panel, right? That might be my whole favorite panel right there. I think definitely number 5 is probably your smartest chapter, but this little panel over here might be actually the most, I don't want to say weighty, but cathartic. Yeah, there you go. Cathartic works nicely. More cathartic than any of the other stuff. So definitely a highlight. Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much for this in-depth review session / interview / behind the scenes / non-spoiler.
It's a mess. Like if you don't understand how we work, it's gonna be tough.
But guys, it's also Keith Media. What's new?
So I believe you had a question for me, Tebello, and then we
there's the final question. The question I asked every single person who interviewed. I even asked that man there before last year. That one, that one who's looking away and is smiling. Yeah, that one.
The white chocolate.
Yeah, the pretty boy of the episode. Somewhere out there's a child or someone who's inspired by the work that you've done here today, who's seeing this and realize there's a little more possibility than there was yesterday, who's been facing who's facing insurmountable odds and also has a dream that doesn't make sense for the environment, but it's a dream worth pursuing. And he's found some inspiration from your work today. What message would you want to give to them?
If they say you're crazy, do it.
Wow.
But what's I
love it. That will be the heading of the episode.
Because too many people have told me, why are you still doing this? This doesn't make any sense. Makes sense to me. It doesn't have to make sense to you.
Absolutely.
I think just to give, aren't you worth enough to go fight for your own dreams? Aren't you just? That's the big question I always ask. If no one else likes it except you, isn't that reason enough?
Yeah, and also you're not alone. Like, people have tried to tell me I'm alone in this. I've got 2.7K views on this thing. There's no way. So chances are there's someone out there like you that wants to see the thing that you're doing, even if they don't want to do it. So do it. You can't lose anything. If it doesn't work out, you're a better artist anyway, or you're a better creator anyway. Like, you're always going to level up anyway, regardless of the level of success.
I'm telling my inner Morpheus. I'm telling my inner Morpheus.
Like, that's the thing. This could crash and burn for me very badly, and no one could ever want to see a Black Panther story from me again. Not the feedback I'm getting, but that was a possibility, right? Yeah. But at the end of it, I take all of the stuff I learned here and apply it to my other stuff.
Yeah, that's how it works.
To quote Morpheus in Reloaded, if we fail, we are soldiers. We always knew failure as a possibility. So dying has always been part of the game. But let's bring it to another possibility. What happens if we succeed? What happens if today is the day the war actually ends? What happens then? If what we are doing is actually the one thing that is going to bring this madness to an end? Isn't that not reason enough for us to pursue it? Is this not reason enough to go through what we're doing? Is this not reason enough for us to believe Cartoon Neo doing something stupid? Anyway.
You mean procreating?
So anyway, yeah, my point being is, like, look, if they say you're crazy, it doesn't matter. They're not going to be. And also, here's another tidbit for anybody. My parents don't believe in this stuff. Well, they believe more now, but they never believed before. And good, because it's my job to convince them otherwise. The dream is yours. No one is going to do it for you.
Exactly.
So if they support you, great. But if they don't, also great. Because now that means the obstacle, do you want it bad enough?
Yeah. So that concludes that brings us to this wonderful marathon to an end.
Black Panther versus Kang marathon. Oh God.
Okay. Hey, thank you for lasting up until this point. I hope you guys were
If you are
engaged.
here, wow.
This if you are here, it's a callback to back in our good old days of 4 hour-long videos. So, hey, welcome to the relapse.
Check the Cell Saga if you don't believe us.
Uh, ding, 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 ding. Okay, stop. My ADHD tried to take over my body. We do hope that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Please follow these people on the various media. Jin's War is out. Read all of this man's books. I like teasing him about the fact that he can't control the weather like I do. That he gets caught in the rain, and you can check out my TikToks. But the fact that he's a very talented writer, is very creative. The only reason I'm teasing is because I'm his biggest fan. And
We actually might have to review June's War because people they think we're playing games here. Yeah?
then
You guys think we're playing games here.
also check out Mr. Extrodin. He's cooking something. So this is I refer to him as like he's the next Disney.
These
he's
two
gonna-
guys know more about how my brain works, probably more than they did 2 years ago.
Yeah. Then also lastly, shout out to our birthday boy it's still his birthday for the
Yes.
next 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Happy
This is
birthday.
his birthday month.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Calories don't count for this month, by the way, so you can eat whatever you want, okay? As for the biggest birthday present you can give is to read his comic, make noise, comment, share, shove it down. What's the CEOs of Disney?
Bob
I
Iger.
think it's Iger.
Yeah, shove it down Bob
Bob
Iger's
Iger,
throat.
uppercut.
Make sure you see the thing. Make sure. In fact, tag Bob Iger in the comic in webtoons. Just put that link there and then tag Bob Iger. That's his birthday present. Get people to notice what's going on here. And next, okay, yeah, we're going to go into a very robust season. I haven't told these guys, but I'm going to be finalizing the guest list for the people going to be interviewing. We might be interviewing people from television. We might be interviewing people from politics. Who knows? Because politicians could be geeks. Did you know that? Are you surprised? Find out in the next episode of the Geek Spot.
In the next episode of
Malema,
7%
I'm saying-
bet.
I mean, Malema always looks like he's trying to sense people's power level, so.
This Riatu, where does it come from? Alien Mask has something to do.
I can sense this power. It's the power of Zuko. Oh no, he's gone full Super Saiyan.
I sense violence from Alien Mask's presence.
And Stian Hazen looks like he hasn't reached his final form, so.
All right.
But anyway.
Thank you guys. See you guys next week. Peace.
All right, guys.
Peace.
Yo.